Hi everybody, I'm Brad Silbert. Welcome to Hamilton County Television Game Day, where we bring you multiple games on one screen. Tonight, game number 1 from Hamilton County Television will feature the Zionsville Eagles coming to Noblesville. Game number 2, IHSAA TV's presentation of Westfield at Hamilton Southeastern. Game number 3 is Indiana SRN's game. That is Decatur Central at Mooresville. And the 4th game tonight you'll see is from the Fishers Sports Network, Fishers at Brownsburg. Now let's join the action live.
He obviously handles the ball well. Patchett takes the ball out to the 38-yard line, and this game is now ready to roll. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks of Westfield. 4-0 on the season, ranked 7th in the 6A Associated Press poll.
Rob, this Westfield Ball Club very balanced, 200-plus yards passing and 200-plus yards rushing. They're very good on both sides of passing and rushing.
They're led by the senior QB, Camden Simons. How about this? He's completed 73% of his passes, 10 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He has been dynamite as the starting QB this year for the Westfield Shamrocks. And the first man to carry it is the same man who had the opening kickoff return. This is Eli Patchett with a gain of only 1.
Nice tackle by number 23, Chris Steins. The senior really does a good job. This is the veteran side of Southeastern's ball club. Offensive line a little bit young still, but this defense is pretty mature.
This Westfield team is experienced at the skill positions, starting with Simons as a senior quarterback. He's got Patchett in the backfield with him, a traditional backfield here from the shotgun. And Simons wants to throw for the first time tonight. He looked Patchett's way. Now he'll deliver over the middle, and that catch is made by Peening, the leading receiver for the Shamrocks, and he's still on his feet. He's inside of the 30. Now steps inside of the 25-yard line. He's into the red zone and will finally be tackled at about the 14-yard line. Mason Peening, his 14th catch of the season. It's a big one.
Boy, this is well thrown. Great route underneath that zone coverage. Take a look. He runs right between that first and second layer of zone, and then simply just not very good tackling in the secondary by the Royals, and he takes advantage of it, Rob.
And Westfield sprints to the line of scrimmage to hurry up and get the snap off. They give it to Patchett, who runs around the left end, gets himself to the 9-yard line. A good, strong run on first down. Will take the ball to the 9. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, one of the things that's been so good for Westfield, they've been able to strike early. They love to get the lead and then really push the offense tempo.
And they're pushing it here as now Simons will stop, look to the sideline to get the call from his head coach, Jake Gilbert, in his 9th season as the head coach of the Shamrocks. This is a quarterback keep all the way. Simons tucks the shoulder, reaches for the 5-yard line. He'll be very close to a first down, although I don't think he will get the marker. Yeah, they're going to mark him about 1.5 yards shy.
Pretty much just a quarterback sweep. He tries to get the extra blockers on that edge. Gets a little bit. I think he may be just a little short, Rob.
Simons is a good rusher, 215 rushing yards this year and 3 touchdowns. And it is short. It is 3rd and 1 from the 6-yard line. Simons here from the pistol formation. The deep back is Eli Patchett. Patchett, a 6'1", 205-pound senior. They're going to go option football. Patchett has some running room. He turns the corner. Punches for the side of the end zone and is in. Touchdown, Westfield. Their opening drive, an impressive one. A 6-yard touchdown run for Patchett, his 7th touchdown of the season.
How impressive was this drive, Rob? Here's another just power sweep. And I tell you, Southeastern is going to have to gang tackle and pick up the tackling. Westfield right now really offensive in this first possession, really moving offensively.
Boy, they made that look awfully easy.
Did.
Their opening drive of the game, it was started by Patchett returning the opening kickoff. It is capped off by Patchett running it in 6 yards for a touchdown. And with the extra point up and good, it's 7-0 Westfield right out of the gate. Shamrocks on the road with the lead. You're watching Westfield and Hamilton Southeastern on the IHSAA Champions Network.
Perry will go under center again. One man in the backfield with him is Green. Takes the snap. He looks left. Fires downfield just over the outstretched hands of Braden Evans to bring up 3rd down.
And Braden Evans is a big guy, so it's kind of hard to miss him. I believe Evans stands at 6'1" and 200 pounds. That's just a simple 3-step go route. So collegiate players got to be a little bit more accurate. Coach Gillen talked about that. Not very accurate, making some bad decisions down the field. And, a simple go route, you just got to lead him. He had the defender beat off the line of scrimmage. You lead him enough. That could have been an easy score early on in this game.
A little surprise from Mooresville to go to the air so early. I'll bring up 3rd and 8. Ball on the 21. Man in motion. Perry takes the snap. He'll roll right. Now he'll fire over the far right side. That diving catch is made and caught by Dane Stevenson, enough for the first down.
Well, if you saw there, Perry did a nice job rolling to his right, feeling the pressure from his left, but you saw him step up in the pocket there. The left defensive end got around the edge there. Perry did a nice job recognizing where the pressure was coming from, stepping up in the pocket, and while he was on the run, he got his feet set just enough to make a strong, accurate throw to Evans on the right side, and enough for their first down.
Yeah, no panic on the eyes of the senior there. He's able to set up a fresh set of downs for Mooresville. They'll go under center. One wide receiver to the far left side. Perry takes the snap. They'll give the handoff right to Green, and Green's met by a wall of tacklers, but he's able to drag him about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. So, again, for the second consecutive set of downs for Mooresville, they decide to go with a run play, and it's met quickly by the Hawks defense.
We'll expect that offensive line, we can see it now up here in the press box, a little bit bigger than the defensive line for Decatur Central. So I expect a lot of running between both of these teams, and that offensive line is going to have to make some holes for Green and Robinson.
It's going to be a tough test for them against the front end of this Decatur Central defense. They'll hand off to Green. Green meets that adversity a little better this time, picks up about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Bring up 3rd and manageable.
And Green is a little hard to see. He's not the biggest guy.
Right.
He's pretty small, so that has its effects, good and bad, for a running back. When you're running behind those big linemen, it's kind of hard to see the smaller running back. So if you're Decatur Central, you have to know where that running back is, where he's cutting. You got to anticipate where he's going to move the ball, since he is a smaller running back.
The junior at 5'8" and 160. Charles is exactly right. Not a lot of him out there to try to tackle and to see where the ball's going. Be 3rd and 3. Rolling out again this time on 3rd down is Perry, and he missed his open receiver. That was Nick Gregory. Tried to find him on the outside, and they'll bring up 4th down.
So you see 2 of the 3 passes that he's done have been while he's moving. So Perry has to do a better job of getting his feet set. That time he just led his receiver a little bit high, but that's an easy pass that Perry should be able to make for a 1st down. Hit him right in the numbers, right in between the chest. Don't lead him up where he has to stretch up for the ball on a simple flat route for the tight end. Again, that time he led him just a little bit high, and Coach Gillen is probably going to talk to his quarterback when he gets to the sideline and tell him, hey, let's just make a nice, accurate pass and let the tight end do the work.
So we'll see Brock Bodell for the first time tonight. He'll punt that away for Mooresville. It's a wobbler that'll take an initial bounce and be downed at the 33-yard line. That's where Decatur Central will set up shop. Charles, are you surprised at all the way the passing game went for Mooresville? They set up multiple rollout calls for Perry?
Well, I'm happy that they decided to see if they can get that passing game early. Again, he mentioned his quarterback has struggled a little bit throughout this year, so start him off first, get him into a rhythm, see if he can find one. He looked good on that first throw that he had to the right side with a nice 12-yard strike, but he's just going to have to get his feet set, and, it's the first drive. He'll get his nerves knocked out of him.
Peyton Horsley under center for the Hawks. He'll have 3 wide receivers to his left. And the man in motion, that's Tracy. I'll give it to Tracy. Tracy around the edge, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down right at the marker, says the official. So a totally different feel from Decatur Central's offense versus Mooresville. A quick 10-yard gain right out of the gate.
Well, I mentioned earlier, Kenny Tracy is a dual running back, as it looks like a flag is down on the play, but Tracy is a guy who can run the ball between the tackles, get to the outside, and he can also catch per game, 8 touchdowns. Kenny Tracy is undoubtedly one of the leaders of this team for Decatur Central. And like I said earlier, expect the ball to be in his hands a lot. He is going to be the safety blanket for Peyton Horsley.
The holding will bump him back 10, so it'll be 1st and 20. Ball on Decatur Central's own 33-yard line. This time Horsley is in the center. Sends a man in motion. He'll keep it himself on the option, and Mooresville is having none of it.
Took his concentration away from that thing because the ball was right there. So pretty good defense again by the Royals.
So Eduardo Beltran, the senior kicker, with a chance here, a 30-yarder from the right hash. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Beltran, a 30-yard field goal. It is good. Westfield's 2 for 2 on offensive possessions, 1 touch.
Bring up second and long. Horsley out of the gun. Has 3 wide receivers to his right. He'll roll to the right. Gets a block. Throws over the middle, and that one is it grabbed by Tracy? Now the officials will say it was caught out of bounds. Now the back judge is going to have a brief discussion about it, and they'll say it's incomplete. So a tough catch to be made that time by Javon Tracy, and Mooresville using the sidelines to their advantage.
Nice strong catch there, though, by Javon Tracy there on the sideline. It looked to be like he might have been able to try to get 1 foot in. The refs are going to say it's out of bounds, but a nice strong hit there by the cornerback and the safety for Decatur Central. We mentioned these two teams are rivals. Expect, some hard hitting, some bad blood, some trash talking especially to be talked down there on the field. And it's going to matter of who's going to bring the game more, who wants it more. So far, both teams showing their will offensively and defensively.
3rd and long. Horsley looks, has a man right at the original line of scrimmage, but he's lit up right away. That's number 25, Caleb Hicks, the fullback. So it'll set up a 4th and about 8, and you'd think more than likely, given this being on their own 33, that
help the average.
Yes.
He averaged 31 and a tenth coming in. Hart sends a man in motion. And
got a false start.
That'll be half the distance. Keep moving him back. Last drive for Traders Point. Kai Johnson had 31 on 2 carries on the ground. David Hart had 23 on 2 carries and a touchdown, and he was effective through the air as well. 2 for 3 of 14 yards. The longest run on the season, in case you're wondering. You'll have to keep wondering because I didn't write that one down.
Okay, there you go.
We'll check in a moment. Hart in the gun, in his own end zone.
Mooresville, and now off to the races is Green. 1 man left to beat him, and he's tackled at about the 30-yard line. So Mooresville right out of the gate, a quick dump-off pass, that time by Perry, and it's good to Green for a pickup of about 30.
Great run there by Green. He followed the left tackle and the left guard, Zach Richards and Jacob Vaughn. They made a nice hole for him. He cut back to the right side. Brandon Bod, look at this replay here. You go to the left side, then cut back to the right. Good seal block there by the left guard and left tackle, and a nice run.
Be a 1st and 10 at the 35. Another handoff to Green. Green breaks 1 tackle and makes a cut right into dual defenders for Decatur Central. So he's going to be shoved back, but after a gain of about 3. So Green's starting to see some momentum now on the ground.
And again, I think that's what Coach Gillen wanted to do. If your passing game doesn't start off or starts off not as how you wanted, he's going to rely on his running backs. And so far, Green has provided a spark not only in that first drive, but on this drive as well with that big run there. His vision has been very crucial so far to Mooresville.
It'll be 2nd and, they'll say, 9 officially. Ball on the 33-yard line. Perry, he'll go a fade route over the far right side. It's broken up. Will Starks there to break up what would have been a red zone opportunity. Intended receiver was Dane Stevenson.
But that throw there was better than his other go-route pass. You saw there that he led his receiver in stride. You got to give credit to the defense there. Great defensive stop there, Will Starks. He's not the tallest guy. He's a little shorter than the wide receiver, but that time he anticipated when the pass was coming, turned his head around at the right time, got his hands up, and deflected the pass. Nice job defensively.
Will Starks just a sophomore, so playing up and making a big-time play. Perry in the gun, fires, and that one is caught and grabbed by Evans. He breaks a couple tackles and has it all the way down to the 12-yard line. So Perry showing that his percentage is pretty solid, as we talked about on the year when given an opportunity. Early struggles with the passing game, and now he's starting to get into a rhythm himself.
That time the line gave him enough time in the pocket to get the ball off. He looked his receiver the whole time. I'd like to see Perry maybe look off the safety. He's sharp so far early in this game.
Robinson in the backfield, Perry under center. 2 wide receivers split on either side. 1st and 10 on the 14. They give it off right away to Robinson, and Robinson is grabbed by the ankles, and he won't gain anything. Might have lost a yard on the play.
That time Decatur.
Young man that wears number 13. Simons hands to Patchett. He'll have the first down, and then
It is 12-0 Traders Point.
Nice job. Caught the ball. And I tell you what, it was just downfield blocking.
And let's take another peek at this one, Keith.
There's the play right there. Did a nice job. Roll out. Look how he sets his feet right there. And here's the block. Boom. And he's in. And I hate those fireworks going up. But touchdown, Traders Point.
It's the first touchdown of the year for the sophomore Jackson Wilhite. And there you can see the multidisciplinary offense, and the extra point is good. 13-0, Traders Point on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game.
Well executed.
Wheeler hops right back up and is into the formation. They have a talented group of receivers.
Yes, they do.
When you talk about Peening and Wheeler,
I'll tell you, this Simon's been impressive here early, Rob.
Sheppers can catch it. They got a lot of guys that can catch that football. They're going to play action again. Here's a stop and go route to Wheeler. He caught it with contact, and he held on. What a catch by Wheeler. A big-time hit, but Wheeler holds on for his second catch of the night.
Well, you're right. Take a look at this. He takes a nice stick. That's a pretty good play, I tell you. I think it's clean hit, and he just had great concentration. And, you go over those drills over and over with a lot of contact. Key is there. He catches the ball with his hands and brings it in.
How about the last 2 tackles on Wheeler as they'll keep it on the ground, and a nice play defensively made here by the Royals. This time they were ready to make a play on the defensive line. That was Bryce Gray, number 40. Was it not making that tackle for HSE? Or was that 42? I beg your pardon. That was 42.
Yeah.
Zach Kazmierzak.
Yep. Great play on his part.
My apologies. Nice job by Kazmierzak. I was just mentioning the last 2 catches for Wheeler.
Green. Perry takes the snap. He'll give it to Green. Green breaks 1 tackle. He's got space. Trying to spin to the goal line, and he does. Touchdown, Pioneers. Breaking Green, his 8th touchdown on the ground this season. It's 6-0 Mooresville here on homecoming night.
And a great play design there. That's the first time we saw the delayed handoff here from Mooresville. The pressure's coming from each side, the right and left side. Perry's like, okay, you want to bring pressure? Let's have a delayed handoff. And then you got to credit the effort by Green. They're breaking 2 to 3 tackles, spinning into the end zone. Mooresville first on the scoreboard.
Brock Bodell sets to kick the extra point. He's 16 for 16 on the season on point after tries, and there might be some laundry on the field. Be a flag against Decatur Central, but Mooresville will decline it looks like. Will indeed be offside, so the Pioneers will be comfortable letting Bodell kick from where it's at without any extra assistance. Again, he's 16 for 16 on PATs this season, trying to put the Pioneers up 7-0. Kick is up, and that is right down the middle. 7-0 Pioneers leading the Hawks.
Offense on the field, 4th down and 6 here. Looking downfield, Simons delivering, and that ball is almost intercepted. It is going to be incomplete, almost picked off, and that could have possibly been a pick 6 had John McCall, the safety, held on.
Yeah, McCall reads this perfectly. He just absolutely read the quarterback's eyes. Was thrown just a half second late, and that allowed the receiver to have to hesitate to come back to the ball. But McCall gets a great break on the ball, almost intercepted.
Good news for Hamilton Southeastern. They get a stop, and they get their defense off of the field after the 4th and 6 pass breakup. So HSE gets the ball back offensively from their own 29-yard line. And now we have an equipment timeout.
Yeah, he had on a wristband that he was not allowed to have, and so he's got to come out for a play.
So Nathan Wolf there, unfortunately the guilty party. He has to come out of the game for one play.
Well, the reason for that is because they stopped play. And when any time the official stops play is because of something you did wrong, you're coming out.
Play action. They've got a receiver in the slot, and they've got a first down. Nice looking play like right there for Hamilton Southeastern. They found the wideout, cutting there Luke Childers.
Yeah,
and he's
Hobson,
got a first down.
Hobson to Childers, another one-step throw to Childers, just right on the money. Got to move the chain. Southeastern's got to offensively stay on the field.
Now they'll keep it on the ground. Again, trying to run the football with Blaine Wirtz, but good job up front, making sure there's no running room. It starts with Trevor Leckfeld, number 36, the senior for Westfield.
Southeastern stays with the one back in the backfield, puts trips to the right, one to the left, and really tries to spread the defense.
Seven. Easters with Terrell all on his own on the right side. Hand off to Marcus. And the Tigers run D right there to stop Marcus. He gained 2. So it'll be 2nd and goal, 5 to go to the end zone. As Tigers D making a sub.
David Dilly coming in at D tackle.
Yeah, Colin Worley, they're coming out of the game. And incomplete.
Pass tipped by Jeffrey Brown.
And Miles, as we talked about this season, Tigers' strong defense. Jeffrey Brown's the centerpiece of that defense.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey, great leader, even better player.
Third down and goal at the 5. Terrell far right. Slot right is Ethan Harless. Easters throws. Touchdown Bulldogs.
As we see some great offense to start out this game from Brownsburg, and some great play calling with lots of rollouts from Ben Easters.
Donovan Marcus there on the touchdown reception. We talked about him in the open. Now Clay Chase is going to come on and attempt the extra.
Great pursuit angle here.
The line surge. Nice job. Good job, offensive line.
You look like Jacoby Brissett squeaking through there. Frontier likes to go for 2. They will do it here. Breaking out to the far side is Nonkis. He will be joined by Luke Bauer, a senior number 16. Sailors under center. That is Gerard in motion. He got a head of steam, and he's going to power and be stuffed, I think, at the 1. They didn't get it. It is 13-6. Frontier on the scoreboard on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game.
3rd and 1 after that 9-yard reception by Peening. Westfield undefeated, 4-0. Currently ranked 7th in the state in the 6A poll. And they are not going to snap the football before the clock runs out. The first quarter is in the books. All Westfield through the first 12 minutes. Rocks leading 10-0.
Minute ends for the first quarter. I think Coach Enright, first thing he's going to say is we have to tackle. There's no more broken tackles for Green throughout this entire game. Once you wrap him up, go for his legs and do not let him move anymore. If you can't get him by yourself, wait for a teammate to come tackle him, because Green is getting the yards after carry, yards after contact. He's got a bunch of those so far, and it's only the first quarter.
Yeah, going for his shoes isn't working. Got to go from at least the legs up to try to bring him down. Final 35 seconds of this first quarter. Perry under center. He gives it off to Green. He's got space. Green one man to beat, and he will be tackled at midfield, but not before a gain of about 35. They'll stop the clocks momentarily, but breaking Green, carrying the load once again for Mooresville.
His second big carry of the game, second consecutive drive where he's had a big game like that. His center, his offensive line is doing a great job sealing blocks. So what that means, when you make a hole, you're sealing it and then moving that defender to the right or left and making a hole for your running back. And Green doing a nice job finding that hole. And as you saw, another breakaway run here for Green.
They'll give Green a breather. It'll be Robinson in the backfield now as it's 1st and 10 from midfield. And Mooresville will let this first quarter wind down.
Boland in motion. Rue, handoff to Scally, and Scally will get to the 25.
Looked like it would have been a gain to 3 until he raced for that extra yard. Ref picked that one up.
24, they spot it. Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. Handoff, Scally. It's like he only gained a yard or 2.
We have some helmet issues on the play with 44 from Brownsburg. He's going to have to come off.
That would be Cade Shepard, a senior linebacker who has committed. Shepard, a linebacker that's committed to Murray State. Rue, throwing for Jeffrey Simmons on the slant. Got it. Coverage by C.J. Tanner. First down, Tigers. 1st and 10 at the 31. Rue going into the huddle with the play call. Now Marcus Rue coming out of the huddle. Jeffrey Simmons to the right of Rue. Nick Lease to the left. Simmons in motion. Scally with Rue in the backfield. Now both Leith and Simmons on the left. Scally moving left. Rue will take it himself. And Rue gets
12 or 13. Looks like that's 13 from Brownsburg. Just sticked him right there.
Isaiah Higgins on the tackle. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Tigers have it on their own 35. 2nd down and 6. Rue. Handoff. Dylan Scally. Scally on the outside. Looks like enough to get the first. Let's see where they spot it. First down, Tigers. And now Reese Boland coming in.
Fishers has really had to fight for their yards. Just a few yards here and there trying to fight for that first down.
Ball at their own 43. Rue. Under center. Scally in the backfield. Rue takes the snap, handoff, Dylan Scally. Scally's got room on the outside. Will that be enough to get the first? Looked like he might have come up just short. Yes, 2nd down.
2nd and 1 from the Bulldogs 48.
Second and 1 at the Bulldogs 48. Rue under center. His receivers to
Wouldn't be
his
surprised
left
by a
and
run.
right. Rue fakes to Scowie. Rue airing it out for Reese Boland in double coverage, incomplete. That pass intended for Reese Boland.
Raiders point leads 19-6. Now, Frontier, it's your turn.
2 minutes to play yet. Here we go. Had plenty of time. Look how you put the feet in. Nice job.
Ballerina would be proud. And here he is with that right foot. They got him a touchdown. It gets the extra point. 20-6 is the score on Indiana SRN. We are always.
Back to Wirtz, and not a whole lot for him there. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. May have fallen ahead for a yard. So Blaine Wirtz, again the sophomore, very busy as a running back here early in this game. Second and 8 now for Hamilton Southeastern. They won on opening night against Lawrence Central and haven't won since.
Westfield playing 4 down linemen. Now one stands back up, still for the most part 4 up front.
That ball is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and here comes the penalty flag. I think we're going to have pass interference against that Westfield secondary. That was a really nice ball from Hobson.
It was.
Wasn't caught, but boy, he delivered it in a good spot there for Tony Myers. Myers couldn't catch it, but doesn't matter because it looks like we're going to have defensive pass interference anyway.
It's a really nice route. They're going to call, let's wait and see what they call. For the most part, we believe is pass interference. Indeed it is against Westfield.
The Tigers line up for the PAT. Here with 2:28 to go in the first. Pulled by Bowen. Phillips' kick is good. 7-all.
So if you're familiar with college or professional football, you'd think first down at the 1. That is not the case. It's 2nd and 2.
This being said, Rob, if he's going to catch that, go ahead and pass interference.
Agreed.
You know, you're better off not to get the touchdown.
Absolutely. They're going to try again. This one's over the back, out of the back of the end zone. That time Hobson had a little too much smoke on that one. Over the head of his intended receiver, DeAndre Rhodes, the top receiver on the team, incomplete, 3rd and 2.
How about this score? The end of the first period, Lawrence North 7, the Greyhounds 0.
Well, keep an eye down in the red zone on DeAndre Rhodes, 6'3", 185.
One play, and they respond right back with 6.
What a way to respond. You know, your quarterback comes in, fumbles the football, ties up the game. He's like, okay, let me show you what I can do with my arm, which is exactly what Coach Gillen wanted to see throughout this entire process. They've ran that play 2-3 times already, haven't been able to connect on that go route.
But better and better each time, as you pointed out earlier, Charles.
Each time. This time, I think he was in the shotgun, if I'm not mistaken, so he didn't have to step back and get his feet set. His feet were already set, and he led his receiver in Evans. Once you lead Evans, he's 6'1". It's kind of hard to miss him. You just throw that ball up there and let Evans make a.
If you're the Royals.
Here he goes, and we're going to have, I think, illegal motion on Stein, actually. We'll see what the call is, but Stein was moving forward at the snap.
I think you're right.
Now, even though he's lined up as quarterback, that is still a penalty. He cannot be moving forward at the snap. Oh, no, it's on the defense. I'm 0 for 2 on this series. I keep guessing wrong. That'll be an automatic first down for Westfield. I beg your pardon, for Hamilton Southeastern.
I hate to tell you, Rob, but I agree with you. That's what I think that I seen as well. But the first call obviously was lining off side in the neutral zone against Westfield. They're trying to get all the advantage they can get. Here we go.
They stay with their heavy lineup. Look at this. They have not only offensive linemen on the O-line, but they have 2 offensive linemen in the backfield.
You can't put any more offensive linemen. There's not. It's like.
Here goes Stein.
There you go.
Touchdown, Royals. Chris Stein, who is a linebacker by trade, is the running back in the heavy formation, and he just scored a touchdown.
This looks like an old rugby play. We're all 10 players except for the ball carrier. Get in the middle, say, everybody push, and they do, and that's a touchdown. Royals needed that in the worst way.
First touchdown of the season for Stein. All of a sudden, we've got ourselves a ball game. It's 10-6. Girolis will attempt to tack on the extra point. It is on the way. It is good. And just like that, friends, we got
2 corners, 2 safeties. Hand off to Marcus. Donovan Marcus will get to about the 40. Let's see where they spot it. 41-42. Second and 4. Gain of 6 on the play. Second and 4 at the 43. And handoff. Marcus has room.
Finally being taken down after about 15 plus yards.
Tigers finally bring him down here. Minute 22 to play in this first quarter.
There is a flag on the play. On Brownsburg.
So this is coming back. Let's see what the official word is from the referee.
High for the tackle. He tried to get in a foot race with him. Speed's going to outwin that battle 9 times out of 10.
And you just saw Evans on that kick return to set up a good ball placement for that drive. He dragged 3-4 defenders, so he's a strong wide receiver. He's got speed, too. He returned it from about the 5-yard line, took it all the way to about the 35, so he's got speed. You got to recognize that, where a big, strong wide receiver, like that, you know, if it's a foot race, you're most likely not going to catch him there, and that's exactly what happened on the sideline.
If you're Decatur Central, Charles, or if you're Coach Enright, you've got 6 on the board, but it was from DeAndre Warren on a scoop and score. And the offense really hasn't proved anything yet. At what point are you starting to – I mean, you can't hit a panic button right now. There's no adjustment you can make other than give a pep talk to your team. But at what
He's a graceful athlete at quarterback. The snap is down, the kick is up, the kick is through. Gabe Sink is 3 for 4 tonight, and his night's lead, 27.
Done a nice job defensively.
Well, Peyton Horsley has 3 touchdowns on the season already. Time to see if him and the offense have an answer. That's a handoff right to Tracy. That'll be a gain of maybe 3 on the play.
See what the penalty is here. Our lead referee tonight, by the way, Todd Maiden. He's the official wearing the white cap. Todd.
As a matter of fact, I've got that somewhere here in my mess of notes. Yeah, he's averaging 42.9 yards per punt on 25 punts so far this year. So Zionsville will get the football for the first time of the game with 9:14 to go in the opening quarter. They will start at their own 18-yard line after a terrific punt by Noblesville. Out of the I formation, Cole Wiseman setting up at the quarterback spot, and he'll hand off over the left tackle and getting across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. Wiseman will start at the quarterbacking position for Zionsville.
Big, but that being said, that Royal front line played that power sweep really well.
Simons wants to throw on 1st and 20, and that ball was almost intercepted. Batted down by Sept Smarelli, the team's leading tackler, almost had his first interception of the season.
Now this is thrown into zone coverage here and didn't get it very high, and he just about goes up and grabs this one.
Now 2nd and 20.
Real defense has really stepped it up, Rob. They've played much better now. both on both sides of the football.
Simons.
Look at this.
Well, it looked like he wanted to hand it to Patchett, but there was some confusion at the mesh point. It ends up being a loss, a big-time loss. Credited with the tackle, I will assume, will be Zach Kazmierzak. He was back there in the backfield defensively. Regardless of who gets credit for the tackle, it's another 3-yard loss, and now it's going to be 3rd and 23.
I'm not really sure what happened that time. It kind of looked like a busted play for Westfield.
It looked like they
never developed.
Looked like they weren't sure they should give it to Patchett or not. Patchett wasn't sure of himself, neither was Simons. And now all of a sudden, 3rd and long for Westfield, who started off
gangbusters.
Yeah, on fire,
yes,
right?
They did. Now, if you're Southeastern, 3rd and long for Westfield, boy, if you can find a way to get this stop, get great field position, you are flat out right back in this ball game. Westfield needs a big play here.
3rd and 23. Simons from the shotgun. Throws it out of the backfield to Patchett. He's out to the 30. Won't get to the first down marker, however. Got chased down from behind. They had a couple guys bearing down on him, including number 21, Clayton Toner, and Michael Cherry, number 34. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Westfield rose this one out of the backfield because they know that Southeastern's really playing the deep ball. They got a lot of guys back, so they're trying to get something just to break it loose, and looks like Westfield may punt it away.
Simons back on to do the punting with Houston awaiting deep. Jake Houston, the deep return man here for the Royals. Pretty good punt again for the QB. Houston this time will call for a fair catch and make it at the 27-yard line.
And now there's an injured Bulldog player. So, Miles, what do you think of that decision to go for it on 4th down here early in a tied game?
I actually like the play call. If I were the coach, I would do the same thing because I have trust in my offense. But as a Fishers, I've trusted my defense that we can get that stop, and Fishers did get that stop.
So now it'll be Fishers' ball, 1st and 10 at the 48, at the Tigers' own 48. So here we're in an injury timeout. So the trainers are attending to an injured Bulldog.
The defense to go one way or the other, and just enough to give him enough room, and they do for the reception.
Benji Welch, the junior DB, finally made the tackle, but it's a 1st down.
Blitz again, looks like for Westfield. Here it comes.
And it's a running play instead. Hobson keeps the ball on the ground, turns and hands to the running back. Early in this game, the running back had been the young man wearing number 20, Wirtz. This looks to be number 3, Cam Howard.
Westfield had a hand on him there in the backfield, but he was able to break loose and get some decent yardage out of that. 4-man front by the Rocks.
Second down. And he's got a wide open man. There he is, Rhodes. We were just talking about him earlier. Rhodes with a big time catch down near the 20-yard line.
Well, this down. Rob, this all starts with protection. He's got all day to throw the ball, and this one is right behind the zone coverage. Perfect throw, great catch. And just like that, the Royals are threatening again.
By the way, the new running back in the game is actually Jace Alexander, number 9, not number 3. Alexander, a junior running back, lined up now as the tailback here. And they go direct handoff to Boyson, who runs around left in and gets bumped out of bounds to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming here for the Royals.
Well, sometimes you got to wake the bear up. The bear may have been woken up. Here he goes. Little counter back to the backside. Still, they're really doing a great job. I like the play calling now. They really mixed it up, spreading the field, kind of forcing those linebackers to just guess. All you needed just a half second for a linebacker to maybe lean, guess, or whatever, and get a couple extra yards out of him.
Big play on this drive was the catch by Rhodes just a moment ago. See if HSE can cash it in here. They go back to Wirtz, bring him back in as their tailback, and the sophomore will take the ball down to the 9-yard line. That'll be a 1st down gain.
Nothing fancy here. This just power against defense. Coming at you, defense. Great surge up front. The big guy for HSC is Floon, big James Floon, the senior. Great block.
First and goal from the 9 now for the Royals. Look like a completely different offense here in the second quarter.
I'm here to tell you.
Hobson to Wirtz. Finds himself maybe a gain of 1, if that. Maybe just lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Westfield's Allen White, number 99, the 305-pound senior, makes the tackle. Ends up being a no gain officially. It'll be second and goal from the 9-yard line.
Yep. Boy, you're right where you want to be if you're HSC. Plenty of time on the clock. Man, you get something in here, you can go from, oh my, it looks like you're in trouble, to lead at halftime. That's quite the change of pace.
As we go under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Hobson will throw to Wirtz out of the backfield. He dropped it. Even had he caught it, bearing down on him in a hurry for Westfield was number 1, Jack Pfeiffer. But it was incomplete.
4 yards on 110 carries over a 4-game span. So that's,
That's not very good,
No,
Jerry.
it's not. I'm trying to be a
I
kind
understand
way to
that.
say
I
it.
understand that. But
Here's the move to the left.
Maybe a field goal opportunity to tie it up, but you know what they want. They want to take this lead, take the lead, get the momentum at home and homecoming. Let's see if they can do it.
Boyson again, a handoff coming around the right end, lowers the shoulder. Boyson will not get to the end zone. He'll get to the 2-yard line.
Oh, no.
Initially hit by Eli Patch. And it looks like HSE is going to bring in their heavy package again here on 4th and goal from the 2. As they're bringing in all of those offensive linemen. And they're also bringing in the linebacker / short yardage running back, Chris Stein.
This is all linemen report to the field. Here we go.
Yes, all linemen report to the goal line and block for Stein.
Gutsy call, Rob. Here we go. High snap.
And stop the play. He runs into the end zone, but play was stopped. The official from the sideline blew his whistle, threw his flag, and came running in just as the ball was being snapped. And the call is, going against the offense.
This one's painful.
Because that would have been a touchdown.
Now
you're going to have to try for 3.
Yeah.
So Girolis will come onto the field to try to tie the game.
Somebody did not get set. And you don't want to be that person in the film room if you were the one not set, because that would cost you 6.
Girolis is 4 of 6 this year in field goals. This will be a 24-yard try from the right hash. Kick is on the way, and this is missed. This is missed wide left, just missed wide left by Girolis. So now that penalty hurts twice as bad.
Yes, it.
Luke Lacey there with the touchdown reception. We discussed him and Preston Terrell in the open. Lacey, one of the Bulldogs' top receivers. He has 12 catches, 293 yards coming into this game, and that was his 6th touchdown catch of the season. So now Clay Chase lining up to take the PAT. It is good. 14-7.
So it's deep in your territory, so with the 3-step drop, go route is an easy pass to do here, especially when you're not taking a 5-second drop, or 5-step drop, excuse me. So look for that, or just another handoff to Green and live to see another day.
Perry, he'll pump fake on that go route. Now he's in trouble. Got to get rid of it. Throws it away to the far left side. And it'll bring up 4th down.
And I don't think there wasn't really a receiver around, and he threw that ball in the end zone. So the refs are discussing, there's the flag. So he threw the ball in the end zone, which should be an intentional grounding because there was not a receiver in the area. So interesting to see if they're going to give Decatur Central 2 points here for a safety, or if they're going to say he was not in the end zone and just call it a loss of 4th down and punt the ball away. That's what the referees are discussing now. I believe the head ref in tonight's matchup Yeah, it is Gary Hamilton, so he's discussing what he wants to do here on this play.
Tough call from our vantage point. It was tough to.
There's quite a people in the end zone bleachers too down here on the south side.
That's good because that's overflow territory. That's always good to see. And the Zionsville crowd is picked up on the far side. 30 minutes ago, there was nobody over there. Now they got a decent crowd. Here's the pitch out of the far side to Colin Price, and Price will try to turn the corner, get about 8 yards. Across midfield down to the 42-yard line.
You know, Jerry, he's a power runner. I mean, you know, when you give him a little bit of steam like he had just there on that play, he picked up 2 or 3 yards there at the end, just pure brute strength.
Price in the loss to Franklin Central a week ago, 38 carries for 168 yards and a couple of touchdowns. His best game of the year, well, he's had 2 really good games. He had 244 yards on 20 carries against Lebanon. Here's the flag coming out as the official blows the play dead. He was 20 for 244 against Lebanon in a 47-33 win. And then 2 weeks ago, he rushed 26 times for 257.
It's by Peening.
Just got to have 1 foot in high school football.
And now we have a penalty flag being thrown just as they were snapping the football there. Getting ready to hand it to Pfeiffer, the junior.
1 foot in high school, 1 foot in college, and 2 in pros.
And this is a 5-yard walk-off against the offense for Westfield. Again, Todd Maiden, our white-hatted official tonight, our lead referee. What a night for football, huh?
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
We've had a lot of luck in that category so far.
Have. Great rivalry games. Man, what a fantastic season. It's hard to believe we're already at game 5. That's unbelievable. Hey, but, you know, we're still in shorts. We're not complaining.
That's right. 84 degrees was the kickoff temperature. Not bad for late September, as they'll have Pfeiffer carry the football and not pick up a whole lot of yardage, maybe 1 yard back of the 5 they just lost, to make it now 2nd and 14.
Rick and Heath can remember a few years that have been past where we've had winter jackets on right about now. Don't miss that just yet.
Rick Vanderweilen, our technical director. Heath Shanahan, our producer.
Gate that 40-plus yard touchdown.
So that's a big break for the Millers.
Oh, my goodness, yes. They'll move it back now across the other side of the 50-yard line. It'll be at the 48 now of Zionsville. So it's going to be 2nd down and a dozen to go for the 1st down.
Right in front of the wide receiver blocking for Westfield. Let's see if they get the hold call on him.
Now, I wonder if maybe they were blocking downfield before that ball was caught.
Well, that could be too as well.
Potentially offensive pass interference maybe.
The flag was thrown, and it just flat out landed right in front of the gentleman blocking downfield.
It's maybe 3, possibly 4 on the outside rush. Bring up a 3rd and 9 unofficially. Make that a 3rd and 6 rather. So it's manageable for the Hawks, but that false start really derailed some of the momentum for the Hawks.
And I'm not sure if it's 4-down territory yet, depending what you do here on this 3rd down. If you can get it to another 4th and 1, you might see them go for it again, but Horsley has to make a play here, whether it be with his legs or his arm.
Horsley fakes the handoff. He'll roll left. Now pressure coming. Has to break away. He will throw it away to the far sideline. And they'll say, I think it's going to be grounding on Horsley.
I was going to say, that's kind of the exact same play.
Out of Ben, he goes, thanks a lot if it wasn't me.
Yeah, hey, that wasn't me. Quarterback keep after faking to Pfeiffer. That's easy for me to say. And tackled by Stein.
I thought it may have went the other way around, but they got holding on the defense.
2-yard loss as Stein plays this one perfectly.
Yeah, this was all set up because of the great surge of the defensive line, just nowhere to go, and great cleanup out of that outside linebacking core. Boy, Southeastern has played just so much better starting with that 2nd period.
Almost like they got a breath of fresh air to start the 2nd quarter. They've been a totally different team on both sides of the ball.
Well,
now granted, the early turnover did not help. It put Westfield in a position to score their field goal to make it 10-0. Simons on the underneath route. He's got his wide out. This is Peening again on the catch. And he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard past that, but it will bring up 3rd and long now.
I'll tell you what I love about this pass, Rob. You know, a lot of high school quarterbacks think they just have to rocket everything. He makes sure that he just gets his receiver the ball. Good little touch pass, get him the football. Didn't go for a lot of yardage, but what happens a lot of times, they throw that rocket, bounces off the receiver, goes in for an interception. I like the touch pass when it's, the right time to do it.
3rd and 9. Camden Simons, the uber accurate passer, 73% completion percentage coming in. He's been on target tonight. And now we have whistles. Hold on. Timeout taken, Hamilton Southeastern.
Just a breakaway anyway, and gets it down to around the 20-yard line, which will be a gain of about 4 yards on that play.
Once again, Mr. Price. Williams had him in the backfield there and just couldn't hold on. And he picked up 3 more yards.
That's going to take us, Perry, to the end of the first quarter. And after 1, there is no score here at Noble.
Point lead, 14-7. They'll operate and set up shop at their own 24. Under center is Perry. Gives to Green, and he is met immediately, but still able to turn the legs and spin forward for a gain of about 3.
And now it's interesting to see, it's under 2 minutes, so we have the 2-minute drill for Mooresville. They've been not lackadaisical, but they've taken their time getting to the line of scrimmage, calling the play. We'll see if Perry wants to speed it up a little bit, trying to get down the field, maybe set up a long field goal attempt for his kicker.
Still 2 timeouts remaining for Mooresville unofficially. Under center is Perry. They'll give to Green. Green is met again, and this time he able to pick up maybe a yard. Clock still running, and you're right, Charles, not a lot of urgency on the faces of the Pioneers.
But I think now with a 3rd down and about 4 or 5, I'm kind of surprised Decatur's not calling a timeout here to stop the clock. And if you get a stop, you'd have decent field position and let Horsley get you down for a field goal, but they're going to risk it and run the clock here and run it down. So, if you're Mooresville, you get 1 first down, you go into halftime with the lead 14-7. We'll see. Look for a go route here. They have press coverage here on the sides. No safety help.
Under 30 seconds to go. Blitz coming, and he's going to be sacked. A trio of Hawks there.
This is going to be close.
Boy, the Westfield front line gets a nice surge here, and he just reads his blocks. He's got 1, 2, 3 seal blocks, and he just reads his blocks very well, but it's going to be a little short here, Rob. Big play.
4th and 1. Simons will look to the sideline, and we have a stoppage of play now. I think Westfield may have taken a timeout on what is a huge 4th down play.
They're spotting the ball. Miles, do you think that no huddle affected that play?
Yeah, actually, another deep ball. Benny just sort of underthrew him. They could possible touchdown, but Fishers thankfully was able to catch up with the receiver.
Half Vince to the goal late, hit out of bounds on the Tigers. So costly penalties that'll move the Bulldogs yards closer to the end zone. 1st and goal at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal at the 7, 6:05 to play. Here in the second quarter, the Bulldogs lead 14-7. Easters, bad snap, handoff. They were able to recover before it became too much of an issue. And Donovan Marcus on the carry. 2nd down, gain of nothing. 1 yard. They're going to give them. Let's see where they spot it. 2nd and 5. Gain of 2. They give them a gain of 2. So now
Incomplete from Ben Easters.
Incomplete pass there from Ben Easters. So let's see what the Bulldogs do here on a 3rd and 5 on the goal line. They're down and goal at the 5. Easters Empty back set. Easters dropping back. Doan, touchdown Bulldogs. Once again, Preston Terrell. He is the star of this team. We talked about him in the open. He's had multiple touchdown catches in this game. He's up to 5 touchdowns on the season.
The 6'3" junior with the great catch.
Terrell this week just committed to Purdue.
Ben Easter's the quarterback committed to Kansas, but there was some talk about him going to Purdue before he committed.
So now Clay Chase comes on for the extra point, 5:22 to go. Bulldogs lead 20-7, make that 21-7. What are the
season high for the kicker?
Well, that being said, Southeastern escaped something there.
Now let's see if HSE will try to do something with the ball. They do have 2 timeouts.
Well,
36 seconds here.
They may do something. What they do not want to do is something silly.
And their head coach, Adam Morris, is having a long conversation. You can see there at the bottom left corner of your screen, Adam Morris talking with the officials, a couple of the officials, including Todd Maiden. I'm not sure what he could be speaking about here. But it is going to be HSE football from their own 20-yard line here. 1st and 10, but again, only 36 seconds remain. Hobson will give. Wirtz the ball carrier. He'll be close to a first down. He gets punched out of bounds. Might have actually been shy of the first down marker. Tackled by Benji Welch over here on that near sideline. They're going to mark him a yard shy. 2nd down and 1. Clock did stop because the running back went out of bounds. Second and short here. Hobson wants to throw. That ball thrown on the sideline, incomplete. Welch again in coverage. Good coverage there. Tight coverage on the top receiver, Rhodes of Hamilton Southeastern. Makes it 3rd and short. 24 seconds to play, first half.
Southeastern just trying to get something outside and see if their special players can break something before this half comes to an end. They got to be careful here, though.
Running play. Wirtz has the first down, falls forward. That will stop the clock just long enough to move the chains. Grabbing him by the ankles to make the tackle was Owen Ogle for Westfield. Now the clock running again. It's at 15 seconds now. I don't know if HSE will run a play or not. Their head coach, Adam Morris, is walking down the sideline with his headset off. So they may just take it to the house here. 4 seconds.
Don't forget, at halftime tonight, Paul Williams will be joining us. He's the head of school of Traders Point. We'll run down scores for you all over the state of Indiana. And we'll tell you what's going on in Slack for this week, next week for Indiana SRN. A couple volleyball games for you. A big one, Heritage Christian in Chittard, is a big one next Thursday.
He's 3rd and 2 for Traders Point. Hart jukes one, accelerates away, looking for touchdown number 4, and he's got it. He's on his way to his 2nd hat trick after that 12-yard scamper. And now he has 94 yards, and it is a 40-6 lead for Traders Point. And watch this hesitation, Keith.
It stopped here. Looked like he wasn't going to go anywhere, and then found a little seam and tippy-toed right in.
That was a nice block downfield. I think it was by Blaine Reed. He planted Cole Nonkes.
That's how Riley used to score him in Pee Wee football.
That is exactly a high snap down, and it is up and through. And Traders Point leads 41-6 on Indiana.
Worsley takes the snap, steps up, pressure coming. He breaks away from it, and now he's just going to take off running. That'll end the half, and he'll be tackled at the 15-yard line. So he'll be brought down. Another just draw play by.
Ball at the 49 in Bulldogs territory. Now Reese Bolin, Nick Lease.
Reggie Cook, Jeff Simmons,
Yeah.
and Dylan Scally.
Reggie Cook Graham was a question mark heading into this game. Scally now with Rue. Rue throwing for Jeffrey Simmons, and Simmons was pushed out of bounds. No flag.
I feel like I may have seen a pass interference as well, Ben.
Yeah, he pushed him out of bounds.
But that ball did look uncatchable.
Yeah. Had he not been pushed out of bounds, who knows if Jeffrey Simmons would have caught that, because he's a big dude. So now Rue, 2nd and 10. Cook Graham in motion. Rue rolling to the right. Rue takes a big hit and throws incomplete.
Ball tipped by Brownsburg, almost intercepted off the tip.
And Rue gets up. On the sideline, backup quarterback Lucas Pruitt is standing right next to Coach Wimmer. So Pruitt is ready if they need him. Looks like
Marcus
Marcus
does seem to be okay though.
Looks like Marcus is going to stay in the game as he's getting the signals from the sideline. And now looks like Fishers will take a timeout. As looks like there's some
2nd down and 8. Pass caught on the near side at the 47. And shoved out of bounds that time. One of the guys out there was Carson Sanders again. Getting some help that time from various and sundry black-clad Noblesville Miller defenders, including Blaine McNabb. And it's 3rd down.
Cooper was on the catch for Zionsville, and there's again that throw out in that flat to try to open up that middle a little bit to get Price some running room is what they're trying to do.
Right down at the bottom of your screen, number 2, Brody Weitzel. He's the lone wide out of the near side to put a slot man to the left side of the offensive unit. The clock at 6:25 to go in this second quarter of play. Again, Wiseman out of the shotgun. And they'll blow the play dead again. And timeout's going to be taken by Zionsville on a 3rd down and 6.
Well, Jerry, obviously
on the second quarter, trailing by 2 possessions. Rue lining up, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. Scally in the backfield, flag down.
As we see 74 Jonah Vanderkamp jump and 2 D linemen from Brownsburg.
Looks like this is going to be called offsides or encroachment. Maybe not, as they're
false start
up.
of Fishers.
False start. Looks like Fishers initiated the jump by the Bulldogs. False start on the Tigers offense. One thing you cannot have in games like this is penalties.
Normally we don't see that many penalties from Fishers, or at least their offensive line.
So 3rd and 15 now with the 46. The Tigers own 46. Rue back to throw. Rue throws it to Scally. Scally looking for blocks. Just barely gets back towards the original. No, incomplete. 4th and 9.
Another punt from Fishers.
CJ Tanner on the tackle. Yeah, gain of 6. 4th down and 9. And the Tigers.
Let's see if Brownsburg can drive it down the field in this final possession.
Jack Phillips to punt. Phillips bangs this one deep. And looks like Terrell's just going to let it fall. Now Terrell falls on it at about the 7 or 8 yard line. So here with 2:43 to go in this first half, the Bulldogs up by 2 possessions. Let's see what they do on this drive. The Bulldogs have already exceeded the prediction from the Indy Star in terms of their points scored. The Indy Star predicted a 17-14 Bulldogs victory. And the Bulldogs currently are at 21 points.
Fishers fans pray that Brownsburg doesn't go up 3 possessions at halftime.
21-7 Bulldogs lead. Easters hands it off to Marcus. Marcus, and now he's called down. Here, as we're approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Remember, there is no 2-minute warning in high school football. Easters lines up, 1 to his left, 2 to his right, Marcus with him in the backfield. Easters looking at the sideline. The junior QB in Kansas commit. Easters takes the snap. No, handoff. Yes, handoff. And
he can't find anybody. Finally fires on the run, and he is caught at the 16-yard line. A terrific throw and a great catch.
My number 80.
And that is Chandler Cooper on the reception. Third first down of the drive, and if you're a Zionsville fan, could not have come at a better time.
Absolutely.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, a first down and 10 of the 16. 5:05 to go here in the first half tonight. Zionsville offense starting to crank on. Here's the pass in the flat on the far side. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Firestone. Colin Price, we've talked about him. Last year was 10th in the state in rushing yards.
As a freshman.
Yep.
And didn't start. And I think I'm correct on this. He didn't start until the 5th game of the season because they didn't want to bring a young freshman up too early. And
yeah, he's very impressive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Clock just inside 5 minutes to go now here in the second quarter of tonight's game. Here's the handoff. There he goes straight up the middle, inside the 5, down to around the 4, perhaps even down to the 3-yard line. And it's going to be a first down and goal for the Eagles. And again, part of that blocking due to that big line up front.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you and I couldn't have. Well, maybe not you and I, but someone could have. That was a big hole. That was a big hole there.
Don't go nuts, Barry. You and I couldn't have gotten through there if they'd have.
But that was a pretty good hole there.
Well, yeah. It's first down and goal from the 4-yard line. And here's again the situation. They're going to throw for it on first down into the end zone and overthrown. Pass intended for Firestone.
Richardson on the coverage over there on Firestone.
Zionsville unranked at the start of the season, and of course with those 2 losses back-to-back to Westfield and Franklin Central, have fallen out of any opportunity to get ranked in the state, either by the coaches or the Associated Press. So they are unranked coming into tonight's game. Had an interesting situation with them as far as their tournament lineup is concerned. We'll talk about that if we get an opportunity, because they're in one sectional this year and one class, and then next year they change everything over the right side and trying to win from 4 yards out. And that'll be the quarterback sneak by Wiseman.
Just pure power, that line just blew that hole wide open. We can see right here on that. He takes it. It's a keeper all the way, and just that push of that offensive line of Zionsville and the touchdown for Mr. Wiseman. So scores 9-0 here with the PAT following.
So a 4-yard touchdown run up the middle. And here comes the hold of Camden Cooper. And the point after attempt by Chris Freeman. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is up. It is also good. So with the clock showing 4 minutes.
That's a first down. Now, are they going to take the penalty? Oh, okay. I see. They took. Okay, it was a touchdown, so they take the penalty, and then they mark it back to the half the distance, and it's still a first down. Okay, I got it.
So 1st and 10 for Traders Point.
Haven't seen that much.
By Kai Johnson. Now David Hart, he will throw it and misses, and almost an interception as Corbin Capes, number 31 for Frontier, was there, but it's incomplete.
At halftime, we have some scores for you. Also talked about a talk with Paul Williams, the head of school here at Traders Point. Going to talk about their lovely facility and how the students are loving their new school, and about a bridge too.
A bridge?
Yeah,
that's what we call. That's what we call a tease.
That's a big tease.
2nd and 10. David Hart teasing no one. Will pitch it out to Kai Johnson. Maybe this will be the first touchdown. Johnson squirts through, and now it's 47-6. Let's check it out one more time. Classic option, and there's Kai Johnson.
Just stringed it out, didn't they?
Johnson, he places that outside foot and kicks off of it. It's hard to stop. 18 yards for the touchdown for Kai Johnson. His 8th of the season, the extra point attempt. Gabe Sink missed one earlier. He does not miss one here, and it's 48-6, Traders Point.
Is it Elkhart? Yeah, it's Elkhart.
Yeah.
That are going to merge. No, they'll be. Yeah, they're going to merge, and that changes the dramatics
of the north
altogether.
What's that Westfield Southeastern score?
And we'll talk a little bit about Zionsville's situation, because theirs is even more unique. 4:19 to go here in the first half of tonight's game, in a 10-0 football game. Here is the kick. This one will go into the end zone, out of the end zone. And Noblesville will get start this drive from the 20. Based on enrollment trends, it will be only a one-year situation, but Zionsville, the 3rd smallest of the 32 Class 6A schools this fall, and only above Valparaiso and Columbus East, will play in 6A this year. Sectional 5 with Avon, Brownsburg, and Pike, before moving back to 5A next year in Sectional 12 with Harrison, Kokomo, and McCutcheon as a result of those two Elkhart schools' consolidation. So, Perry, that whole thing, and that's due to that success factor and the school's attendance rules. So it's first down and 10 for the 20-yard line now for Noblesville. The Millers would love to get something in on the final 4:19 here in the first half.
Pitch to the outside.
That's some running room, still on his feet, and going to be knocked out of bounds. I think it's good enough for the first down. Looks like the officials got it spotted about 12 yards out, so a good run that time.
Elijah Butler, number 22, 5'10", 175-pound senior.
And we haven't called his name
yet.
No,
we haven't.
He's been one of the key runners behind he and Drew Kniper at the running back spot. So they get the first down. That is only, by the way, the second first down of the game for Noblesville. Went out of bounds. That stopped the clock at 4:12 to go. Here in the first half of a 10-0 affair. Out of the I formation again, they set up. They will move a man in motion, keep the ball on the ground, and get about 5 yards again. They got plenty of time, Perry. There's no real pressure as far as the clock is concerned with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Kniper on the carry for the Millers.
He will get about 4. It'll be second down and 6 to go now in the first half.
Jerry, at the half, over at Southeastern, Westfield 10, Southeastern 7. So
pretty good ball game there.
Absolutely.
That Westfield ball club is really tough this year.
Yeah, they're running 4-0 right now, and have pretty well run over everybody so far.
HSC's they've had some up and down games this year. Normally they're a club you got to pay attention to, and apparently that's the case tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, they came out to the beginning of the year and beat Lawrence North, and then the second game, North Central. I mean, they led the entire game in the fourth quarter. North Central scored 10 points and beat them 17-14.
I'm just looking, Perry, at the tournament coming up. As we pointed out, we're halfway through the season. I look at teams like Hamilton, Southeastern, North Central is 2-2 record right now. Forget all of that. This is going to be a wide open affair again this year.
Absolutely.
It's going to be terrific.
Absolutely.
Third down at 5 for Noblesville. The Millers with the football on their own 38-yard line. And looking for some running room and trying to find the receivers. Got room to get the first down. Across midfield and out of bounds at about the 46, make it the 46-yard line. So a good run that time for the quarterback, Jaden Barrett. And that's one of the reasons, Barry, they've got him in here right now. He does so much more when he gets in trouble. He's a good runner.
Absolutely. I mean, we all, Coach Roden knew coming in the season that Jaden was his best athlete on the team. In those first couple of games when he had him at wide receiver, I mean, he wasn't getting the ball. When your best athlete can't get the ball, you got to do something different.
He wasn't part of the offense. I mean, he was because he was one of the receivers out there, and they did run him on occasion, but you want him to handle that football as much as he can.
Absolutely.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Good drive going on with 2:43. Now you got to start paying attention to the clock, and I believe it's going to be a delay of game call. Man, that just kills you. That moves it back across midfield to the 49-yard line and makes it first down and 15.
Type of things like this, Jerry, this is what makes head coaches want to pull their hair out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got momentum going. You're down 10-0. If you could put in a score here at the half, and then you get a delay of game. It's just a killer.
Well, let's see if they can make up for it. First down at 15 for the 49-yard line this time. They get 2 first downs in this drive. Barrett's in trouble.
He's in big trouble.
Gets away from one, gets away from 2 tacklers, and breaks it and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So that's a gain of about 5 yards that time. And again, done strictly on the running talent of Jaden Barrett. So they'll move it back to where we started this drive. It'll be second down and 10. Now the clock is of significance because it's down to 2:15 here in the second quarter. This time, wideouts everywhere. Will they throw the football? They don't have to throw. They've still got time, and they got some timeouts if they want to use them. Out of the shotgun, Barrett wants to throw. Got a receiver, and it was almost picked off, threw it well behind the intended receiver, and a third down.
Jerry, that kind of looked like the quarterback thought he was going outside and the receiver went inside. So there was something happening over there because that was basically just a spot throw there. And
the only good thing about it stopped the clock with a minute 55 to go. And Barrett will face a third down and 10. You figure they might be in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, and this is a big play.
This is a monster.
They got to get some yards here. But you're right. It's knowing Coach Roden, this is going to be a 4th-down play. It's not the play I thought that he would.
Not either a busted play or a quarterback
draw. It had to be a busted
draw.
Play because that's not looks like he's going to kick. No, we're going to call timeout.
So we'll get a timeout taken by
Barrett. Came up limping there, Jerry. So
that's not a good sign.
No.
So a timeout has been taken, and there's no indication yet who called the timeout, Barry. The scoreboard's still showing 2 timeouts left on both sides. And I wouldn't be surprised if the timeout didn't go to Zionsville. They'd love to get the football back with about 45.
I would think that's who it went to, but you're right. I haven't seen any.
It is taken by the Millers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is their second timeout. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and more important one you could not find in this football game so far. Noblesville and Zionsville tied 0-0 after 1, and then Zionsville knocked home a 31-yard field goal at the 10:33 mark of the second quarter, then came back about 6 minutes later. Got a 4-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Wiseman, and that's where we stand right now, 10-0. Minute 45.
They're going to punt here.
And they've got Addison in to punt the football away on 4th down. I thought they might try to go for it, but that would have given Zionsville awfully good field position had they not made it.
Don't count this. Yeah, he's going to kick it.
Addison now with a little pooch kick, and it hits that
He's
inside
gotta
the
slap it back.
5 and going to be
right
knocked
there.
down right at the 1 yard line. 46 yards on the 45 yards on the punt and no return. Wow.
Jerry, and that's what we were talking about earlier. That kicking game is a huge part of a football game for anybody. If you got a good kicking game, it could take you a long way.
As I mentioned, you just turned the field upside down. However, you don't want to punt. You've had the ball 4 times and you had to punt the ball 4 times.
Absolutely.
You'd really prefer not to do that.
Yeah. But this, and the one thing about it, 1:35 left, the Millers cannot give up a big play right here. Just
I
cannot.
look for them to use a timeout. You figure that Zionsville is going to keep the ball on the ground to keep that clock running. Right now, they just want to escape, get to the locker room.
Yeah.
Standing about 5 yards deep. Here's the handle up the middle, and that blows that theory to pieces. There's the first down and more across the 25, out to almost the 30-yard line. A gain of 28 yards on that run. And that's the killer right now. Now, Zionsville feels like it's in business with 1:25 to go.
Yeah, and then now they can do some things.
Yeah, they can. That
So
run
now you're not going to see run
No.
right now. They're going to take a look and make something happen here.
Now they've got 2 timeouts left. That run by Colin Price. The clock at 1:19. Here's the pass over the middle.
Right up the middle.
And up to the 50-yard line. And quickly they will try to
Firestone.
get back to the line of scrimmage. The
Firestone.
clock will stop while they reposition the chains. So 2 plays, 2 first downs. They've covered 49 yards in the first 2 plays. 1:12 to go in the first half. Looking to throw. Going to try to get a bunch of it if he can. Upfield,
He made that
it is
catch.
caught
Was he out?
inside the 20 down to about the 15 or 16-yard line. And the official says no catch.
Yeah. Can we see that?
He may have stepped out of bounds. Let's see, Perry. Here it is again. Watch the right side of your screen. Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's
close.
That's a catch.
Yeah, it was close.
All you need is get 1 foot
Yeah,
down, and I
that's true.
swear he did. So it'll go down. It's an incomplete pass. No replays in high school. So with 1:01 to go, they said it worked this time. Let's try it again. Now they'll go
they're
the
gonna
other
throw
way.
again.
Over the middle, pass incomplete at the 20-yard line. And the clock stops at 56-7. Now, let's see. They may want to run and try to get that first down. And with Price in the backfield, the way they have run, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go that away. Again, they'll spot Weitzel, one of the wideouts to the right side. He's out there with Camden Cooper, so they get 2 wideouts. Set on the right side of the offensive line. They'll put Firestone up at the top of your screen in a double set out there.
Let's keep in mind, Mr. Weitzel's 6'6".
And behind the line of scrimmage, they get the pass off, and they're going to get the first down and more, and get the clock stopped at the 35-yard line.
A great job over there by Firestone. He saw that the quarterback Wiseman was in trouble, so he came back for him to throw it to him. Great play by Firestone, especially.
See, take a look at him. This trap play, beautiful trap block there on that left side by Jack Greer. Big hole and 2 nice runs by the Royals.
Now it's 2nd and 1. See if they'll keep it on the ground again with the sophomore Blaine Wirtz. They will. Spins off of 1 tackle and has a first down. He's to the 39-yard line before he's finally wrapped up there and taken to the ground by Owen Ogle, the senior D lineman who wears number 90.
Well, this time they trap back to the right side. Nice little spin move here. And you really have to like the way the Royals are running the football. This is a team that averages just a little over 110 yards per ball game rushing the football. And you really like the way they're coming out here early.
Ball at the 39-yard line at 1st and 10. This time they fake it to Wirtz. Deep down the field, catch is made. That'll be a first down catch by their leading receiver, DeAndre Rhodes. Right there on that sideline, keeps his feet in bounds and has a first down to the 26.
They show trap again, identical play, but turning it into play action. And Westfield played a little bit soft there, and HSC took advantage of it.
So 3 straight running plays, then they sprinkle in a play action pass play. And now HSC is moving the football. And they will give it to the backup running back. This is Alexander, who we saw a little bit of in the first half. He does not find the running room quite as easily as his partner Wirtz. That'll be a no gain.
You know, Rob, you want to score however you can here if you're HSC. But, man, if you could run this one in, what confidence builder is that for a team that hasn't ran the ball all that well and to really pound it against a really, really good front line of Westfield, I should say.
Now 2nd down and 10 in this huge Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup.
Say that 3 times.
That is difficult. Let's just say the HCC. Wirtz with the football. They bring him back into the game, give him the ball. He gains 3. It'll be 3rd and long coming up here. As coming off the bottom of that pile was big old number 78. That is Savion Woods-Dale.
Well, you look at coming into tonight, Avon 2-0, Fishers 2-0, Westfield 2-0, and Fishers was trailing Brownsburg. Avon was winning, and, of course, Westfield leads here by 3. And then you have Franklin Central 1-1, Brownsburg at 1-1, and then Zionsville, HSC, and Noblesville all 0-2 in the conference.
It is 3rd and 8. Now keep it on the ground to Wirtz, and he cannot find running room this time. Tried to keep it in between the tackles where they had been having some success, but holding on tightly to the ankle. Look at Bryson Hoover, 28, just holding on to the bottom of that left leg and would not allow the running back to get going. So now you're at 4th and 7, and HSE keeps the offense on the field.
Interesting call.
They're going to run it, and they're going to pick up the first down. How about that on 4th and 7? They give the ball to Blaine Wirtz, and he picks up the needed yardage.
And he worked and worked and worked to finally get that gutsy call by the HSE offensive staff. But obviously they had confidence, really felt like they had been moving the ball very well. And that's a big, big first down for the Royals.
Boy, yes it is. On 4th and 7, and they convert. And they do it with a running game. So Wirtz with a big run there. Now you're looking at 1st and 10 from the 13 of Westfield. Hobson wants to throw this time. Out to the flank. Catch is made by Boyson. He'll get the ball inside of the 10-yard line. Won't go any further. Good job of quickly closing in on him by Bryson Hoover. But that is Boyson with a catch.
Now look at this catch by Boyson. He makes this look a little easier. That's not that easy of a catch. Goes up, kind of reverses all the way around, grabs this one, brings it in. Nice catch.
2nd and 6 after the 4-yard pickup by Boyson, the 6'1", 190-pound senior. Right now he's split out wide left. Standing out there with him is Tony Myers, number 8. Now Myers in motion. Keep it on the ground. Inside of the 5, falling ahead to the 4-yard line goes Wirtz.
Well, this is flat out a different front line. It's the same people, but the different results. They're coming off the football, doing a lot of trap blocking, which can be a little tricky if you're on the defensive side. You got to do some reading or you get blindsided. And the traps have been working for HSE.
Now it's 3rd and a short 2. HSE can pick up a first down without scoring. They'll give it to Wirtz. Digging for the end zone. Touchdown, Hamilton Southeastern. And the Royals have just taken the lead.
Boy, and they did it in statement fashion. They did it running the football, just power football, a lot of trap plays. Just give that front 5 for the Royals a ton of credit. because they just ran it right down the middle of the strength of that Westfield defense.
You may have seen the ball pop out there, but he had already crossed the end zone, the end line, I should say, and the touchdown had been signaled, so there was no fumble there. That is a touchdown. 13-10 after the touchdown run by Wirtz. And now they're going to attempt to tack on the extra point. Are the Royals, although for some reason we have a stoppage of play here for a second. We actually have a flag on the field, I see now.
I think there was 12, might have been 12 players. One came off for HSE. Did they huddle and break with 12?
Well, they did not huddle, technically.
True.
They just went right to the line of scrimmage, and maybe that's the call here.
Wow.
Girolis is on the game to attempt an extra point, and yes, they will wave it off.
To your point, that may be why they waved it off. Came in, he went in, came back out.
Childers to hold, and Girolis to try to make this a 4-point lead for HSE as they take the ball right down the field and score. Extra point on the way. It is good, and it's a 14-10 ball game. Impressive opening drive of the second half for the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern.
6 left to go in this third quarter. Officials wait to resume play. 4th and 1.
Look for a QB sneak here. Perry is a big quarterback. He can easily run this.
Perry will try to push forward. Extra push from back behind the line, and I think they're going to pick up that first down pretty easily.
And Perry's not your prototypical quarterback. You know, most quarterbacks are, 6 foot or so, but, Perry is a big guy. I believe he stands at about 6'2" for him. So, that's a big quarterback, and his weight, he looks bigger in pads. But that's a big quarterback down there, and that's someone I would want to just freely tackle.
So the extra effort will bring up a 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Perry under center. And it might have moved early. Now instead they'll say offsides on the Hawks. So Decatur Central, the second time this drive, gets a little too antsy on the line. They'll give up 5 free yards. Really surprising, Charles, with how sound Decatur Central was defensively in that first half.
Yeah, and, I'm not surprised by it. Again, on a rivalry game, you're going to bring your best effort. Mooresville is going to see the best Decatur Central team that they have, and so far they're just shooting themselves in the foot here with a couple penalties. Now Mooresville deep inside of Decatur Central territory. Last time they were down here, scored a touchdown.
See if they can replicate that success. Perry, it's a give directly to Robinson. Robinson breaks around one tackle, but is met by the second wall of defenders. He'll be slammed down. Gain of a couple on the play.
And that's how we see Robinson. It's been mostly Green so far here in this game, but now we get a chance for Robinson. He seems to maybe be their red zone running back where run between the tackles, let's try to run some clock down. Robinson seems to be that guy for Coach Gillen.
He's averaged on the season about 85 yards per game as Robinson here in week 5, trying to continue that average. Lead his team to 6. Under center's Perry. Perry gives it off to Robinson. Robinson full head of steam. He's shoestring tackled after a gain of about 2. Bring up 3rd and short. And now we see Green rush back onto the field. So at the very least, I think you're exactly right, Charles. They like to use him in the red zone, but a good change of pace back to have 2 running backs that are averaging above 5 yards per carry.
And so now if you're defense, you have to know that Green is back in the game. Got to make sure you tackle him. Again, missed tackles can and will be a key part of this game. So far, penalties have been a big part in this drive.
That's how he scored the last time. Bunch formation. 2 fullbacks and then 1 man in the backfield is Green. They'll hand off to Green. Green gets the outside. He's got some space, cuts back inside. He's thrown down to about the 8. Breaking Green, continuing where he left off in that first half. And he's got the Pioneers in good business inside the 10.
And nice vision there by Green. The middle was clogged up, so he decided to, I'm going to follow my right tackle and my right guard, bust it to the outside, and he has exceptional speed for a small guy. Again, he only stands about 5'8", 165, 170, so, nice job him getting to the outside.
They'll go with this same formation. They went to Green with some blockers last time. He hesitates. Green's got space, and he's in for 6. Second touchdown to the ground for Green, his 9th on the season. All Pioneers They are now up by 2 scores, PAT pending.
And did you see that stutter step, the patience
beautiful
that Green has? He went to the left, recognized he didn't have anything, bounced it back to the inside, and then, so, just look at the run here. This is the previous run before the touchdown. He bounces it to the outside. He recognizes he has nothing in the middle, uses that speed that he has, gets to the outside and breaks a tackle. We'll come back with the replay after the PAT, but his vision has just been exceptional tonight.
Bodell 18 for 18 on point after tries, and the Hawks jumped again. The last time a penalty happened this close for an extra point, Mooresville declined it. They're going to do that again here. I don't know if it's a rhythm thing with Bodell, if they're just content where they're at. Another look, there's that hesitation you liked so much, Charles.
Yep.
To me, that's the previous play that set them up for the touchdown run. Bodell gets set for this point after try to make it a 2-score game. Good snap, the hold, and that kick is right down Broadway. 21-7. All Pioneers with 6:22 left to go in this third quarter on Indian SRN.
Up against their own end zone. Hoover, who is normally the punter, is on to punt.
And Rob, how about this HSE defense? Now again, Westfield goes nowhere.
Hoover averages 33 yards a punt, gets a nice bounce here. Picked up by Houston, but he will go no further. Really good special teams work there. Number 96 helping out for Westfield. 5:41 to go in the third quarter. And it'll be the ball at the 34-yard line for HSE. They have the lead, and now they certainly have the momentum.
And the scary part about it is they've been moving the football on the ground. They've been dominating at the line of scrimmage. If I'm HSE, I just run it until I have to throw it and just run this clock as much as I can.
They're in their 4-3 base defense. And it's another big run between the tackles for Wirtz. Finally tackled by Eli Padgett, but not before he gets himself down inside of the red zone.
Well, right now you're seeing a Royal Ball Club that knows they have the ability to put something together. They've come so close, and right now their front line is dominating. Call it what you want, but that's what's happening. The holes up front are exactly what they need, and the long runs are just continuing.
Now you're 1st and 10 from the Westfield 12-yard line. And you can see Westfield reeling a bit now. And we have a stoppage of play. What do we have here? The official from the HSE sideline came running in to stop something. I think maybe he wants a Westfield player to exit the game, maybe for either injury or equipment.
Down, Hawks, no flags on the field. Just like that. Decatur Central, a big home run play. The offense hasn't been there, but a defensive touchdown and a special team touchdown to boot brings them within a score.
And again, the defense, special teams keeping Decatur Central in this game. And that time he just followed the blockers, and he only had one guy to miss, which is the kicker. And you're not going to catch him with the speed that this guy has, and just ran down the sidelines. And, what seemed to maybe be Mooresville could possibly be trying to creep away from Decatur Central. Here comes Decatur Central, and they're right back in the game.
Carrion Underwood takes it to the house on the kick return. PAT for Salama is good. So Decatur Central, blink of an eye.
Wise makes a good one-on-one tackle.
Hoover, the sophomore, with that tackle. It ends up being actually a loss of 3 yards. Now you're looking at 2nd and 13.
Southeastern taking their sweet time. You knew they probably would try to take as much of this clock with them as they can.
Alexander, the running back. They're going to fake it to Alexander. Roll out to the right. Throw it up and incomplete. They were looking for their big target, Rhodes. But well played by the defensive back, Benji Welch, to break up that pass.
Take a look, play action again.
Not an easy play for Welch at 6 feet, going against the 6'3" Rhodes.
Well, in fact, he comes all the way around the other side to break this thing up. Actually saves a TD down there.
3rd and 13 now after that incompletion. Wirtz is back into the game as the tailback. They faked it to him. Now they got a man wide open, and he fell down. What terrible luck for Rhodes.
Well, he falls down because the ball's thrown behind him, so he kind of lost his balance. It's a great play call. They get a isolation with a cross pattern, and he has to kind of turn all the way around to catch the football and kind of loses his footing.
They faked it to Wirtz.
Now see, here comes the play all
and
the way around.
everyone chases Wirtz. Look at that. And then wide open at the other side. Yeah. But the ball, as you said, thrown behind Rhodes. It caused him to lose his balance.
That's a big play. That might have been 6.
And now Girolis has to attempt a 29-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Snap and hold are good. The kick is on the way, and it is good. So Girolis, with his 5th made field goal of the season, helps HSE add to their lead. They're up 17-10 over
Brown in this one.
And we'll see if it'll continue. It's been a great game so far, Jimmy, as again the number 1 ranked team in 4A Mooresville having a little trouble putting away Decatur Central, number 17 in 5A.
Perry takes the snap. He hands it off to Green. Green tried to get around the outside. He breaks another tackle. Great hesitation, and he's going to be slammed down near the sideline. Late flag comes out, though. No gain officially on the play. The far side official threw that flag. Wait for a clarification as to what the penalty was about. I want to remind you while we have a second as they sort this out that Indiana SRN is on a race for their 1,000th follower. And for you, the viewers at home, you follow us at Indiana SRN. Our 1,000th follower will receive a gift card to Aspen Creek Grill. So again, that's at Indiana SRN on Twitter. Officials still conferring with one another, and they'll pick up the laundry and call it a day. So after all that, gain of maybe 1 at best, and Mooresville will operate at the 37. Elijah Perry, a touchdown pass to his name already tonight. Mooresville advantage is a score. Hawks looking for a stop, and the gun is Perry. He'll look left, try that fade shot again, got space and just over the outstretched arms that time of Kyler Evans. That still looked on point, but led him just a tad too much.
And that's all about timing and chemistry. That's what you work on in practice. I'm sure that was run plenty of times this week for Coach Gillen in practice. And, it's all about, you did a 3-step drop there, which is what he's been doing all game. But, with the press coverage on a receiver, it's harder to get that timing down, so that makes Perry either have to hold the ball a second longer than what he wants to, or if he has pressure coming, he gets the ball out quicker than what he wants to.
Well, it's pretty clear, at least in their rotation, that Mooresville is content to try to test this man-to-man coverage against Decatur Central and see what the corners are about.
And now you see the safeties and corners playing off the receivers.
Perry in the gun. He'll try it again, and that one might have been a little miscommunication between Kitterman and Perry, as he looked like he was going to go a little deep before he tried the comebacker, and Perry was ready to get rid of it immediately. So it's 4th and 9 now, and Mooresville almost no choice but to punt this away and try to let the defense that's been outstanding so far tonight. Those 2 scores, remember, a defensive score by Decatur Central and then a kick return just a few minutes ago. So punt it away with the 1-score lead and let your defense take care of the rest.
And for defense giving up 28 points per game, you're only
positive for
well, he likes you.
Teams.
You're his favorite.
Oh, yeah. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I hope I'm your favorite, dear listener. 2nd down and 9 for
your mom is listening, Jonathan, so it's fine.
One can only hope. David Hart in the gun. And he'll keep it. And a good scamper by David Hart. He's had several of them, and he is thrown across the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Both he and Johnson combined for 200 and...
1st down and 10. Tigers are now in the red zone. It's now 1st and 10 at the 14. Tigers are in the red zone. See what they can do this time in the red zone. Rue.
No Jeff Simmons, who seems to be a red zone threat.
Rue rolling to his right. Rue looking to make something happen. Rue will be forced out of bounds after a gain of a couple. Looks like they'll spot it as the 9, gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for Marcus Rue and the Tigers offense.
I did see 89 Silas Martin wide open, but Marcus may not have seen him.
Probably because Marcus was under pressure, scrambling to the right. 2nd and 4, gain of 6. They'll spot it at the 8-yard line. Jeff Simmons coming back in. Nick Leith coming off to get a breather. 10 seconds on the play clock. Now down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 on the play clock. The Tigers need to snap it, and the play clock's going to run out. But before that, the Tigers will take a timeout. So 2 timeouts.
Well on his way, and he tries to get in this near sideline. He has to get by Nonke. The flag hit him, and Johnson gets to the 2.
And we got a flag late. This could be holding on the tight end here.
And we will see. It might just give Johnson and Traders Point more room as we're inside 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Long, sustained drive by Traders Point on the ground has been almost killed an entire quarter, and it is against Traders Point.
And it'll still go back 10 yards from the hold, and it will still be first down. Let's update some scores real quick, Jonathan.
I was about to ask you, actually.
See what they do. 2nd and 4th, the 8. 2nd and 4th, the 8-yard line. Marcus Rue.
Coming into tonight, whether it would happen or not, Southeastern was one of those teams that if things just kind of went a little bit their way, they had the ability to let something loose. And right now they're breaking this thing open, Rob.
Well, words may be.
And we'll hand off to Sean Kim, who is in the backfield with Rue and the Bulldogs offense, or excuse me, Bulldogs defense, right there to stop him.
Hit Caleb Gates, who was slow to get up.
3rd and 4, Dane Middlebrook, one of the key players on that tackle. 3rd down and 4th, the 8. Let's see what the Tigers will do here. They got jumbo set with one receiver to the left. Looks like Sean Kim in the backfield. Handoff to Sean Kim. And he'll get stopped. Looks like just short of the first down. Miles, knowing they're down 21 points, do you take the field goal or do you go for it and go for the touchdown?
7 minutes left in the third. It's been almost half of a quarter, and all we've done is gone down 7 points. Looks like we're taking the field goal, but 4th and 4, probably the smart decision here.
So now Jack Phillips will come on. Phillips to attempt the 25-yard field goal. Here's the snap. Phillips' kick is good, 28-10.
Just to talk.
And David Hart will be in the gun. 3rd down and 10 for Traders Point. They got 10 of them back. It'll go to Kai Johnson up the middle, cuts it outside, eludes the ref, eludes another. He has to outrun one player to the pylon. Can he get in? He most certainly can. 2nd touchdown of the game for Kai Johnson, and he's over 200, I think. Oh no, he's ever so close. He's at 198 with coming up on 70 seconds left in this third quarter. Traders Point leads 54 to 6. So we got a running clock in the Heritage Christian game. That was another question I wanted to bring up is for Covenant Christian. They got off to a 1-2 start, not what they're used to. Got the win last week, leading tonight. What's been the changes in Covenant Christian?
Got a whole entire new coaching staff, which makes a big difference.
And this one is through. The clock will run.
From his own 10, big part, that's not Riddle, that's Peening actually this time, and he gets taken down at the 25-yard line. Again, another good tackle from the special teams From Hamilton Southeastern, they've had some players make some plays in special teams tonight. That is Tony Myers on that particular tackle. So Westfield, now the good news for Westfield is they do have a quick strike offense. They have some skilled guys that can score on you in the blink of an eye, but they just got to find something on offense here in this second half.
Well, they're now behind, so it really puts pressure to pass, but they have had no running game at all. Really starting late in the second period, on to the third. Now you're down a couple scores. It's really going to be pass time.
Yeah, and they do try to run it here with Eli Patchett, but if he gets back to the line of scrimmage, he'll be lucky. And a late flag comes flying well after the tackle had been made. J.T. Muchner making the tackle, number 51 for Hamilton Southeastern. But again, a flag come flying in very late. One of the Westfield players has his helmet off. That was the running back, Patchett. So maybe he had the helmet taken off of him while he was at the bottom of the pile. That could be a possibility here. Again, it was a very late flag. And the officials are talking about this one here. And it is after the play, a dead ball foul and a dead ball face mask after the play. So that's what happened. They ripped the helmet off of Patchett after the play had been blown dead.
Yeah, that's going to be the big one, too.
Now, if you're HSE, you can ill afford to lose your cool at this point.
No.
You are dominating this game at this juncture. So you need to play smart. We're less than 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Westfield happy to pick up a first down via penalty. They'll take him any way they can get him right now. Play action. Simons throws out to the right flank. The ball gets fumbled, but gets fumbled out of bounds. So the catch will count. Riddle on the reception. Now this will depend on the mark.
Caleb Hicks, the fullback. They took a shot and been very surprised at the confidence level in Coach Enright and Horsley. He's let him take a couple shots so far on this drive.
And I think you got to have, confidence in your quarterback. If he doesn't have confidence and you don't have confidence, your team's not going to go anywhere. Right. Open the playbook up for him. Let him throw the ball. He's played a clean game so far. Both quarterbacks have played a clean game so far. That time you try to put some touch on the ball there, but you have to recognize where the safeties and cornerbacks are playing. They're playing back, so a lofty pass like that gives them more time to intercept the football.
Big third down, 3rd and 5. Horsley in the gun. He'll hand it off. Tracy tries to get around the edge. He does for the first down and more. Deep inside the red zone, and the Hawks are in business. 1:09 to go in the third.
And we mentioned he finally gave it to Tracy to get to the outside, set the edge, and you saw the speed there. He did a nice stiff arm to get a defender off, and then he used his speed, gets the first down marker, have a couple more yards, to get that first down. Now you're not deep inside the red zone, but you're inside the red zone now. Their first red zone attempt in tonight's matchup.
And if you're the Hawks and Coach Enright, it's got to be 6 here. Horsley in the gun, sends a man in motion. It's Hicks. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now keeping himself. Mooresville's ready for it, but they missed the initial tackle. The back line, though, was ready for it as well. It'll be second down. They'll give him forward progress, maybe a gain of a yard.
And again, I think Hensley has to recognize where the pressure's coming from. That was wide open that time for Tracy to get to the edge and to establish the outside. He likes to run that on the QB sneak there. I like to see him hand it off like he did last time. Give it to Tracy on the outside. Let him set the edge and use his speed to get to the end zone.
Final 40 seconds of this third quarter. 2nd and 10, ball on the 17-yard line. Gator Central trying to tie this up. Low snap. Horsley fires, and it's in the dirt. Looks like he was aiming the way of Murillo. But it'll fall harmlessly to the turf for a 3rd and 10.
And Coach Enright not happy on the sideline. Receiver, quarterback not on the same page. I'm not sure what Horsley was looking for there. He had a receiver. If he turned around, he had a receiver open, but he was still running and completing his route. He didn't have any pressure on him, so if you're the quarterback, hold that ball until the receiver is done with his route. He's completed it, and he's looking at you with his hands ready to receive the ball.
3rd and 10, 26 seconds, reads the clock in this third quarter. Gator Central down a score. Horsley pump fakes once, rolls right, fires in the end zone, incomplete. Tried to go upstairs for Cook. He could not get it. It was over the head of the defender, so he had a play on it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good placement of the ball there. getting to the outside, recognize the pressure. I like his pump fake. That's getting the defender and the safety thrown off a little bit. If you're Cook, you got to come down with that catch. You put two hands on that football. We'll see if they want to go with the field goal here. It's about where the long is for their kickers, somewhere in this range. But again, you have to get points on this possession here, whether it be a touchdown or field goal.
Slama's long is 29. They'll mark it as a 35-yard field goal attempt unofficially to bring them within 4. The kick is up. It's got enough on it. No, oh, it does. Just over the crossbar. Hard to tell from our vantage point.
Man.
But they'll call it good. 21-17. Decatur Central.
Bus right up the middle. Some great blocking up front there, including the blocking of number 68, Jacob Nettrell. And that will be the final play of quarter number 3. It was a quarter dominated by Hamilton Southeastern, but all of a sudden Westfield coming to life here late in the third.
On the
We
rushing
saw a
attempt.
lot of the Sean Kim the last drive.
Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 7 on the Tiger Zone 17. Trailing by 25 points. The Tigers need a play that sparks a comeback right now. Rue, handoff, Scally. Once again a short gain. The Bulldogs have been all over the Tigers' run offense so far in this drive. 3rd down and 7. Miles, if you're the Tigers, do you just take a shot down the field, see if you can get an open receiver down the field?
I'm going to try and grind this ball to about the 25, 30-yard line. Then I'm going to start taking shots, trying to put some points on the board. Maybe not deep shots, but some 10 to 15-yard passes.
Rue takes the snap and throws to Nick Leith for the first down.
Incompletion. Nick
No,
Leith dropped it.
Incomplete. Looks like a catch, but it's not. And
Another
they're not going
punt.
for it. The Tigers are not going for it. They're going to punt the ball down 25, and that says something to me. That the decision here to punt and send Jack Phillips out there is making a statement right now.
I don't want to say it's over because the clock doesn't say it's over, but
Phillips,
it just feels like it.
Terrell looking for room, trying to get blocks, and he'll go out of bounds just short of midfield.
And that's why he's a Purdue commit, making something out of nothing. A good 10 yards when he was backpedaling when he caught.
3rd and 7. One minute gone by in the fourth. Simons wants to throw, looking right, throwing right. Thrown up for grabs and intercepted. Intercepted right at the goal line. Probably the 1 yard line is where they're going to place him. But the ball is picked off. A takeaway for the HSE defense, and it's from Clayton Toner, and it's his 3rd interception of the season.
Well, Rob, he has to.
Exactly what Noblesville needs, Perry, is some kind of a defensive stop, get that football back, and some kind of.
If they get something on the board.
It's 4th down and really a short 2 yards to go for the first down, but they're going to send their punter in. The punter that we were given is Chris Freeman. And fair catch taken at the 30-yard line. So that's pretty good field position. In fact, that's the best field position they've had in the entire game. So the Noblesville Millers will start at their own 30-yard line. Back spots. 4 possessions in the first half for Noblesville, and on each occasion they had to punt the football away. Their longest drive took 7 plays. Had kicked the ball away on the 8th play of the drive. A couple of minutes gone here in this third quarter. Let's see how they handle this offense now. Barrett. And they got a little bit over the right side, a couple of yards maybe.
Jerry, this is kind of interesting. 5:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. Warren Central 10.
So a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 now.
That's why we play this game in college and high school football, right?
Absolutely. Noblesville, as I mentioned, lost to Z-Town 24-0 last year. They're 3-7 over the last 10 games, and overall the series 15-3. The lead belongs to Zionsville. Clock is running at 9:15. Third quarter just getting underway. And on a second down and 8, a gain of maybe a yard, if that. So we're facing a third down and long situation again. They'll spot.
A quick slant to
They give it
Rhodes,
to him,
and it's a
Rob.
first down.
Yes, sir.
They take a long look at it and signal first down.
Well, when you got a target like him, get a solid pass. He's a great target, big kid. I like the play call.
And you had Pfeiffer at 5'7", trying to cover the 6'3" Rhodes on the slant.
Yeah, and the key is he's got to know where that first down is at, and he gets it.
They throw it right back to him. Rhodes with Boyson out in front of him. Boyson jumped as if he thought he was supposed to catch that ball. It was Rhodes who actually caught it, and it's another first down catch.
Boy, I like this Rhodes a lot. Nice hands, good target, tall kid. Take a look again. Not afraid to run the football. That's yards after catch. You love that.
Rhodes, the senior, came in with 22 receptions on the season, 4 touchdowns, and he's been targeted early and often tonight. Now they go back to the ground game in Wirtz. He'll be wrapped up and tackled by Hoover, but that clock now is a real enemy of Westfield. We're under 9 minutes to go.
Clock's running. 8:44 is exactly what you want if you're HSC. You're going to run this thing down until you absolutely need to go.
Yeah, that play clock starting at 40 seconds, and HSC is doing everything they can to use the majority of those 40 seconds between snaps. They're going to throw, and no, they're not. That's because we're going to have a sack. First sack of the game from the Westfield defense, and it comes from the young man who wears number 9. That is Sept Martin, a junior defensive lineman with a QB sack for the Westfield Shamrocks.
Well, it's a great sack on his part, but he was never touched. So you as a football player always like those opportunities when you're not blocked. But you take it, that's for sure. Now, what I like about what Southeastern's quarterback does here, go ahead and take the sack. Don't try to do something silly because that can really get you into trouble. Just go ahead and take the sack.
Makes it 3rd and 10. Hobson wants to throw, and he has a man. And that'll be enough for a first down. Getting open over the middle of the defense was Nathan Wolf, his second catch of the night, but it is a huge catch on 3rd and 10. It's enough for a first down.
Yeah, this HSC team is a team that's coming together at the right time. These receivers, key here is know where the first down is. Run your routes, get the first down. The ball is delivered right where it needs to be, and the chains continue to move. And more importantly, Rob, that clock is stopped, but it will start here shortly.
Yeah, it was only stopped to A, move the chains, and then B, one of the Hamilton Southeastern players had their shoe, the left shoe, come off. That was actually Wolf, the guy who had made the catch. So he gets the shoe put on. Now he exits the game. And the clock will start again. 7:39 to go in the game. The clock now ticking. A 24-10 lead for Hamilton Southeastern. They scored 24 in their season opening win over Lawrence Central, 24-20. Last week they scored only 6 points. Tonight they've got 24. And they'll keep it on the ground. We're not surprised, are we, that they turned in hand.
3rd down and 5 at the 9. And now under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, approaching 1 minute to go in the third. 4th down, and the Bulldogs are just going to kick a field goal. If they make it, that'll put the Tigers down 4 possessions with basically 12 minutes to play. No, they're going to go for a penalty, flag down.
Clock is stopped. Looked like it was an encroachment from the defense.
So as a result of the encroachment penalty, the Bulldogs will get a first down.
Inside of the 15, inside of the 10, and goes out of bounds as Hamilton Southeastern is threatening again.
Sir. And a nice little brush block by number 8 right there to the right side by Myers, and gets him an extra 6 yards. It's all the little small things adding to great offensive line play that has really got this offensive clip.
10 at the moment, pending the PAT to make it 42-10.
It seems like just the cherry on top for Brownsburg, but third quarter isn't even over.
With this big of a deficit, at this point, do you think we'll see?
And now we have a stoppage of play. Alexander was resetting himself in the backfield as a...
This is the end of the third. I wouldn't be surprised if some backups come in just to get some reps.
We have seen in games earlier this season with closer deficits where they have put Lucas Pruitt in at quarterback. It is now 42-10 Brownsburg.
So they don't eat up any extra time. You know, sometimes you're okay with taking that penalty late in the game because you eat up extra seconds. That was not the case there. The clock is going to stay at 6:07.
Boy, and for Westfield, their defense has just lived out on the field.
Yeah, they have got to be a tired bunch. They'll give it to Jace Alexander. And he is, boy, they have a tough time bringing him down. He got all the way to the 11-yard line before finally Hoover could get him taken to the sideline and running hard there.
Well, Westfield stretches this out pretty well, then gets good pursuit from their inside linebackers. Pretty good job of stretching this thing out.
And here we are now under 6 minutes remaining. Wirtz subs back into the game as a tailback.
Well, Mr. Clock's not a friend of Westfield right now, especially if HSE sticks another score in here.
And this is Wirtz. Got himself to the 12-yard line before he got driven backwards. A strong tackle, to put it mildly, by Alexander Wynn, number 46, the junior.
Well, HSE trying, obviously, to get into the end zone, but in the back of their mind, they got to know even if they can get a field goal here, that's 3 scores.
And think about this, they're going to snap this one under 5 minutes to go in the game.
They've ate this clock. It's exactly what you want to do.
It's 3rd down and 12 here. 3rd and goal, actually, technically.
Another delay of game.
And will they take a timeout?
They get a timeout.
They get the timeout just ahead of. Now that time, it's not all bad because the clock was running.
Right.
So you got the clock all the way down to 4:41, and then you had to burn your timeout with a 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line.
Possession.
Now
the lead. They go to the brother of Kenny Tracy, Javon Tracy, around the edge, dives for the pylon, and suddenly it's a PAT away from being a 3-point lead for the Hawks with 7:37 left in this one.
In a perfect play call there, you fake the toss, handoff up the middle, and again, get these players to the outside and let them use their speed. First lead for Decatur Central. Could we have another number 1 team fall tonight on Friday Night Football? Exciting game so far, 7:37 to decide.
Salama His PAT is right down the middle.
At the end of the quarter. They have to run one more play.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to run it. The trainer's going to meet with Marcus, make sure everything's okay.
Here's the snap. Rue. And he
Marcus
gets
tackled
wrapped
behind the backfield. Look.
He has to reach the goal line or bring up fourth down, and he will not get there. Tackled quite violently by Owen Ogle. Now you're at fourth down and goal.
Oh, yeah, you kick it here. There's 3 scores.
And they will send on the kicking unit. Now, interesting, Hamilton Southeastern didn't have a lot of luck in the special teams last week against Fishers. They had a field goal blocked. They missed an extra point. Tonight they've been much more solid in the kicking game. They have missed 1 field goal. That was late in the second quarter. But here's Girolis, who did make a field goal earlier in the third quarter.
This is big. Make it a three-score ball game.
Again, they're burning some clock here. They want to kick it with under 4 minutes to go, which is what they're going to do. Snap and hold. Here's Girolis with a kick. And it is good. And HSE has just added to their lead.
Yes,
now
sir.
It's 27-10. 27-10. Royals leading Rocks.
Welcome back to Mooresville High School. 24-21 advantage Decatur Central. Jimmy Cook alongside Charles Binberry. And Charles, it has been all Decatur Central these last couple drives.
Really started into the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Decatur Central has had Mooresville's number. They now have the advantage 24-21. Mooresville has to figure out something on the offensive end, whether it be passing or giving the ball back to Green.
The kickoff is away, returned by Stevenson, and bodies everywhere. It'll be Mooresville football after the short return to the 30-yard line.
I want you to look at this replay. You see the fake toss on the outside by the quarterback. Fake to toss, handoff to the inside running back. Javon Tracy gets to the outside, dives into the end zone, just gets the ball inside that pylon. Again, football has to be inside that pylon. Did a nice job recognizing where he was in regards to the sideline and the pylon, diving, keeping his body low to the ground, getting that ball over the end zone. First lead for Decatur Central tonight. Let's see if they can hold on and knock off number 1 ranked Mooresville.
Their defense has been sharp throughout for Decatur Central. Time to see if there's any answers left in the tank for Mooresville. In the shotgun is Perry. He'll have it deflected as he tried to get rid of it, so it'll be an incomplete pass. Sigh of relief for the Pioneers faithful.
Trying to find a screen there to Green. Good play there. That's the same formation where they have the simple go route that time. Trying to get Decatur Central on their heels with the screen, and nice job defensively by the linemen. They are shorter than Mooresville's defenders, but if you anticipate the screen pass, you know when the jump. That time they anticipated it correctly, got their hands on the football, and as a defensive lineman, you always love to get an interception because you rarely get a chance to get an interception like that. Nice job there by the defensive lineman of Decatur Central.
Charles mentioned it. Decatur's been on another level defensively. Play clock winding down. Perry will look right in the direction of Stevenson. He tried to dive back for it, but it's incomplete. It'll bring up third down. There's still plenty of time left, but these third down situations for Mooresville, they begin to matter a heck of a whole lot more the stage of the game we're at with that lead now gone.
Yep, and again, you mentioned still no time to pressure, 7 minutes left. If you don't get it here, you get the ball back to Decatur Central. Your defense going to have to come up big. But now it's going to be
time by
Yeah,
Noblesville.
they had good defensive coverage there, and that's why Whitesville had to run the ball.
Shut things down pretty well, but nonetheless, clock keeps on trucking, although we went out of bounds. It stopped it with 3:27 to go in the third quarter. So second down and 8 to go. Here's the pitch, far side. This is Price.
Trying to get outside.
And he will not get the corner turn, but nonetheless get maybe 2 or 3 yards and a third down and about 3 or 4 yards to go for the first down. So nice defensive pursuit that time by the Millers.
Man, surprises keep happening, Jerry. 17-7 with 1:14 left to play at Carmel. Lawrence Central, Carmel are tied.
That's is it Lawrence Central or Lawrence
North?
North?
I'm sorry.
North, okay.
Lawrence North.
I'm not surprised that anything happens, I swear, in the MIC anymore anyway.
Absolutely.
On a
got
third
trouble.
down and 4.
He's going to make it.
and
Oh.
Wiseman turning the corner on the left side. The question is, did he get it? And if he did not, I would not be surprised if they go for it on a 4th down in Noblesville territory. Well, the spot, no, they're not going to get it. I don't think this, where the spot is, they're going to be a good yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. So a decision to be made by Scott Turnquist in his first year as the head coach at Zionsville for the Eagles. They will go for it on 4th down and 2.
Probably Price.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Nope, maybe not. Quarterback keep, and they're going to get caught behind the line. Yeah, it is. It is Price. Yep.
There's a flag there.
And they caught him behind the line of scrimmage.
What do you think, a hold? I thought there was a flag I saw.
I don't see. Well,
There it
they're
is.
huddling up, so we'll wait and see. It is a holding call against Zionsville. It is declined because Noblesville gets the football.
Absolutely. That was a big one right there. 12 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Warren Central 17, Ben Davis 14. Ben Davis is threatening on the Warren Central 8.
Here again, Ben Davis is what, 0-4?
I
think they're 0-4.
Or he might have got one game. 1-3, I think, maybe.
And Warren Central's 3-1.
I think he got Pike, didn't he?
I would assume they did,
I think
yeah.
Ben Davis beat Pike.
If that continues, it just continues to jumble up everything.
It's a
in the
mess.
state. First down and 10 for Noblesville on their own 35-yard line. 3rd possession of the second half.
Barrett's not getting up very quickly. They're going to help him out. He got hit pretty good.
Again, Jaden Barrett's been at quarterback. He's moved into that position. Actually, a couple of games ago, toward the second half of that game, when they were playing Fishers, came in and took over for Alex Zavak. He's been there ever since, trying to get some kind of offense. This time they'll keep it on the ground and run it over the right side behind Michael Maris and Carson Cutler, and got a couple of yards.
Jerry, here, and I've had a lot of people tell me this, coaches that I feel like are pretty knowledgeable of the game. Avon 42, Franklin Central 7. I mean, not surprised that Avon's winning, but that's a good football team now. They may surprise somebody.
Well, they got a wake-up call last year when they didn't get as far in the tournament as they thought they were going to. Circling near side is Barrett. And Barrett's going to be good enough for the first down. Yeah, good run.
You have to trust your kicker from where it's at now, maybe about where he kicked it last time for a field goal that barely just went over. So, again, this is a big 3rd down play if you're Decatur Central. Get it as close as you can to that first down marker. Make this field goal easier for your kicker in case you don't get the first down.
They'll call it a gain of about 4 on the rush. 3rd and 15. Horsley takes the snap, running out of time. He'll fire one right corner of the end zone. Defender's there. It's intercepted. Now they'll say it's incomplete. He was out of bounds. Great coverage that time, and the pick to Tim Casper, but they'll say he was on the sideline, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Good job there, though, by Horsley. It's just essentially a throwaway pass. You want to make it so no receiver, if you're going to throw it away, make sure a receiver can't get it. Or if you're a defender's there, make sure he catches it out of bounds. That's what he did that time. You don't get 6 here. You have an opportunity for 3. If you do miss this kick, the momentum shifts over to Mooresville's side. We'll see if they can drive down the field. You need to get 3 points here. Make this closer to a one-possession game. Make them score a touchdown to beat you.
Salama already hit 1 field goal. That one is wide left. Salama missed it. Pressure was there by Mooresville, but he hooked it to the left. And the Pioneers will get the football back.
They're right back in this game. Momentum shift.
Great crowd tonight. Beautiful weather. It's always a rivalry when these Hamilton County schools come together. Of course, I'm a little prejudiced. I live here, been covering these schools for a lot of years. Both Southeastern, Westfield, Carmel, Noblesville.
HSC took a timeout, I think, because they want to get some of their younger players in the game. Now, not all of them, but they are going to sub in a few of the young guys, give them a chance to play, and maybe sub in some of the seniors, too. It is homecoming night. Why not?
Yep.
Max Fowler is number 50. He's into the game. He is a senior. 37 seniors on this Hamilton Southeastern roster, and certainly you can't blame the coach for wanting to get some of those seniors into the game here late. Connor Grimm is number 45. He's another one of those seniors that has entered the game now.
You know, Rob, any victory feels super great. This one is super great for HSC. Homecoming beats an undefeated team. They do it in great style. They do it running the football. They're going to be one happy ball club, and rightfully so.
Taj Simpson also into the game, a senior, number 58 for Hamilton Southeastern.
Looking for running room. He has room and brought down.
That Brownsburg runner just made something out of nothing right there. I thought he was going to get stopped for a loss, but he just brought him back to the original line of scrimmage almost. About 2-3 yards away.
We have a moment in between plays. Not only would like to thank our sponsor, Penske Chevrolet, we'd also like to thank all of our viewers who have stuck with us tonight through this game and this large deficit that the Tigers are facing. Davis, pass, complete, gain of a few.
Looks like this is going to be a 4th and 5 for Brownsburg. Maybe go for a field goal. Be a deep one.
Perry in the gun. Has Green with him. We'll try a screen to Evans. Evans, shoestrung tackled. After a gain of about 3, he'll extend that forward, bring it to the 45-yard line across midfield, and it'll be a 3rd and medium.
And now every tackle becomes crucial if you were Decatur Central. There, again, no more missed tackles. They've done a nice job the last 2 plays, tackling and wrapping up, making sure there's no extra yards after the carry. Tackling is going to be key here. You need to make sure you wrap up, whether it's Green, Evans, or Perry.
Approaching 3.5 left to play in this one. Perry under center, and he drew him off sides. Hadn't seen a lot of that in the second half from the Hawks, a lot in the first half. They'll draw him off sides there, and that'll be enough for the first down.
You know, if I'm Coach Enright, I would honestly think about calling a timeout. Get my guys over the line and say, hey, boys, we have 3:30 left. No more penalties. Let's make some tackles. Right now they have the momentum, but all we need is one stop, guys. If I'm Coach Enright, I would seriously think about calling a timeout just to slow this down. The momentum, again, shifted to Mooresville. A timeout does and has an opportunity to break the momentum sometimes.
Collegiate Perry ran over to the sidelines to get directions from Coach Gillen while the penalty yardage was added up. Ball on the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. Mooresville down by 3. They'll hand off to Green. Green cuts around a block. Cuts it back inside before he's tackled at the 28-yard line. Green continues to do it with his legs. Didn't see as much in it in this second half, but he was all over the place in half number 1.
And he's finally doing it now. So interesting to see now, does Coach Gillen want to score? But if you score it, don't score too quickly, because now Decatur Central has a chance to score again. So run as much clock off as you can, but get in the end zone. Interesting to see what they're going to call here.
Just over 3 minutes left to go in this final quarter. Trailing by 3. Perry under center. He'll give to Greed. Greed met immediately and make that Robinson on the carry as they get Green a breather.
And it looked to be enough for a first down, which it is. They're going to move the chain. So
all you really needed there on 2nd and 1.
Yep. So that clock stops momentarily till the play is set. The clock will continue to run. Under 3 minutes here. Hands on the hips if you're the Decatur Central defensive. You're tired. But again, this is where men become boys. You only need one stop. Who's going to be the guy to make that stop for Decatur Central and knock off the number 1 ranked team?
Underwood already with a pick tonight for Decatur Central. Last time they threw the ball is Mooresville. Low snap, and diving on it immediately to save face was Perry. He could have potentially scooped it up, but taking that old adage of just licking the wounds and diving on it.
Well, a smart play, because if you pick up the ball you're not focused on where the defender's at. A defender could be right by you when you pick it up. Could be a hard hit. You could fumble the ball again. It's always smart to just dive on the play, or dive on the football, on a fumble like that, and just live another day.
Sideline violation gives Elliott a chance to kick a field goal with 0, and they pull it.
Be a loss of 7 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 16. In the gun is Perry. Perry rolls right. He'll fire right side. Contact early. He'll be pass interference. An early bump before the pass got there. And a big-time mistake by Decatur Central. And if you're the Pioneers, you'll take the free yardage.
You will, and that's a huge, huge call, because that would have been a 3rd down. I believe 3rd and 16 if you don't have a pass interference there. Now you give them easily a 1st down and inside the 20. So right now things are just not going Decatur Central's way, and
the only thing that's going Decatur Central's way right now, the clock reads just 1:46 left to go.
So there's pressure on Mooresville. You want to continue to move the ball down. You're not still in a rush. You have 1:45 left. You don't want to score again too early. Decatur Central has all their timeouts and a quarterback with a strong arm. So Mooresville, again, expect them to run the ball here, run some more time off the clock, and then score hopefully with about 30 seconds or less.
They'll put it at the 19. Make it a 2nd and 3. Perry under center, gives to Green, breaks the initial tackle. He's close to the 1st down marker. I believe he's going to have it. They'll stop the clock and move the chains with 1:39 left to go.
So that penalty didn't give him a 1st down, but it made it a more manageable 2nd and 1. And with the 1st down, you now have 1:38 now with the clock running. So Mooresville, again, you need to have a little bit of urgency here, not too much, but make sure you score before the clock runs out.
1:30 to go. Mooresville, the number 1 team in Class 4A, down by 3. Perry takes the snap, lost the football. It's scooped up by Green. Green's going to get around the edge on the broken play. Green lit up at the 5 before he's brought down with 1:13 to go.
Fortunate for Mooresville, because Perry wanted to throw that football. The ball slipped out of his hands. Green, go ahead. Is that Green lucky to pick that ball up, get to the 1st down? Under a minute here. Perry now has to get some urgency here. If you're Decatur Central, you're hoping they don't do anything special here under a minute.
So Markham officially down at the 7. Final 47 seconds.
Look for a run here.
Mooresville not using any timeouts. They'll let him play it out. They give it off directly to Green, and he is met up immediately. 36 seconds left to go in the quarter. And Mooresville might finally be using a timeout here. They will indeed. 37 seconds remaining. It'll be a 3rd down and about a yard. Decatur Central 24, the number 1 team in Class 4A, the Mooresville Pioneers 21.
It is 3rd and 1, but you don't need to go for the touchdown. You still have 2 timeouts left if you're Mooresville. Get the 1st down, call a timeout, regroup, and then get the ball in the end zone. You're not pressured to go for a pass here. If I'm Coach Gillen, I'm expecting to get the ball in the hands of Green. I want Green to be the guy to get me this 1st down, or Robinson if Robinson is the short down or the short yardage guy for a 1st down.
On the other side of things, in that Hawks huddle, what's Coach Enright saying, knowing that it's likely going to be a run here?
Yeah, if I'm Coach Enright, I'm expecting run, because, again, you don't have to pass the ball, and he hasn't really passed the ball much on this drive. So I'm not stacking the box, because Green has the ability to bump it to the outside. I would put my linebackers towards the edge, 2 of my linebackers towards the edge, 2 in the middle, and move my defensive lineman inside. Make sure that he does not have any holes open in the middle. I want Green to be forced to go to the outside, use my speed players, cornerbacks play in, safeties play in, push him to the sideline, and get him out of bounds for a 4th down.
These 2 teams have met annually each year since 2005. Decatur Central with the lead has won the last 9 straight. Mooresville's the number 1 team in Class 4A. It'll be a 3rd down and officially 3. Ball on the 10-yard line. 37 seconds left. Perry going under center with Green in the backfield with him. Takes the snap. He'll drop back to pass. Fires left corner of the end zone, and a flag is going to be thrown by the back judge. A little bit of grab of the jersey there by the corner. Enough to warrant the flag?
to me, it looked like the receiver was just, he didn't know where the ball was. I don't think the holding was enough to warrant it. I think the receiver was confused of where the ball was going to be thrown. They're going to call holding instead of pass interference. Pass interference, I think, would have put him near the 1 since it was in the end zone. I think this now will be half the distance to a goal, but it is a first down. So, again, they did pass the ball, which was shocking. I didn't expect them to pass the ball. I do expect the ball to be in Green's hands here on this play, whether it be an inside handoff or screen.
So, as Charles mentioned, fresh set of downs with 32 seconds left to go in this one. Ball at the 5. Number 1 team in Class 4A trying to avoid an upset. Perry takes the snap. He rolls and lost the football, but he dove right on it. Clock is ticking down with 25 seconds left to go.
They have to spike it. I don't know if they have any timeouts left.
They don't, because Gillen looked at the sideline and asked if they did. They do not, so they'll have to set up for a spike. And they get it off on second down, so that'll bring up a third down with 13.9 left to go.
You know, Jimmy, that was the perfect play. It's called a spider 2 wide banana, as John Gruden loves to call it. The fullback in the flat, wide open there. That's the second time, though, Perry has fumbled the ball, getting ready to throw the football. That could cost them the game here. It's a third down and 5. So, again, you have to get the ball in the – we don't have to get the ball in the end zone.
Now, this is a 3-point game, though. Yep. I mean, you don't have any timeouts. Are you considering at all kicking this to force overtime?
I think you have faith in your kicker. If you do pass the ball, you need to get the ball out of bounds to the sideline. That play clock says 0. I think that is going to be a delay of game. So Mooresville shooting themselves in the foot here very late in this game, move them back more yards. Again, if you're going to pass the ball, you have to get the ball out of bounds. So now with the penalty, you know, it's a tough call. That's why the coaches get paid. I would probably try to get a couple more yards and make it a more comfortable kick for my kicker.
Unfortunately, though, as evident by that spike, no timeouts and no more first downs to stop the clock as we're in goal to go.
Yep, so it's if you're going to do this, which it seems like they are, either get the ball in the end zone, go for the win, or get the ball out of bounds and have time for your kicker. If you do land the ball inside, you have to hurry up to the line and spike it. Well, there is no spike on the third down if they do catch it, so it's out of bounds or nothing, I believe.
Unless they get a penalty. Perry in the gun. This will be the ball game right here. Takes the snap, drops back, takes a shot, far corner of the end zone. Is it intercepted? No, it's not. It'll be fourth down with 5.9 to go. And I believe they are going to try to send this into overtime. Bodell's going to come out, try to tie this up.
Mooresville had it. They had it right there. Fumbled the ball on a flat to your fullback. Good, not a good pass there by Perry, but it was just good enough to where no one could intercept it. And his receiver can't catch it, throw it to where the defender can't catch it. We'll see if Decatur Central wants to use a timeout, maybe ice the kicker here. If not, it lies on the foot of Mooresville.
Brock Bodell, he will be iced. Rightfully so. Can't take him with you.
Well, it's smart because I think this is why kickers, they overthink this because you want to be the hero. You want to send this game into overtime.
And it's debatably more prevalent at this level. The stat at the professional level, it's really not a thing. Icing the kicker, there's no proven track record that it works. But if anything, the younger the kicker is, in theory, how many times has Bodell been in this situation? This will be just his third kick of the year. Yeah. First time for a game winner, or for a game-tying field goal.
Yeah, and it might be his first one of his career here at Mooresville. I'm not sure on the stat, but, you get in your head here, it's like, oh, my gosh, if I miss this, we lose. If I make it, we go into overtime. So it's going to be on Bodell's foot, and, you have to make sure you get a clean exchange from the center to the holder, and the holder has to do a good job of putting that ball down and holding it, making it a good kick for Bodell. At least give him a chance. Decatur Central's fans are going to be loud. Mooresville's are going to be silent, as you see. Their hands for the fans are up, praying and hoping that this kick goes in.
Bodell, the junior, awaits clarification from the officials to try to force overtime and avoid the upset. Decatur Central's won the last 9. Will it be 10 straight, and will they knock off number 1? Here we go. The snap's good. The hold's good. The kick is blocked. The Hawks block it, and they got to be first to it. They will dive on it, and the Hawks are going to win their 10th straight in this series and upset the number 1 team in Class 4A 24-21.
Wow.
Home
Overtime 23-20. Lawrence North kicked a field goal, and they were up 2017, and the Greyhounds just quarterback sneak, touchdown. Greyhounds, they win.
So they are going to go for the field goal. Check it, the ball's on the 8-yard line. Yeah, they'd be spotted down to the 8, so it's an 18-yard field goal attempt. Here is the kick by Freeman. And it's up and good. 18 yards.
So the score's 20-0. Let's think
To go. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. The Bulldogs looking to just run out the clock at this point. Snap, handoff, spin move, another spin move, and looks like it'll be around the 38 or 39 yard line. Caleb Sherrill there on the carry. Dawson Scally there on the tackle for the Tigers. And here's the punt. And for catch. Minute 20 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Tigers trailing 42-17. Miles, what do you think we'll see out of the offense on this possession?
A minute 20, I think we're just going to finish this game up. A few runs, and whistle will blow, and that's how it's going to be called. So, our senior kicker, Jack Phillips, is going to be gone next season, and as we had to fill that spot with Ben Norton this season, I have heard some talks about Braden Elkin coming to play for Fishers and be the kicker, so we could see that next season.
And now the Tigers have put the backups in on offense too. Lucas Pruitt is now in the game at quarterback. Pruitt will take the snap, hand off to Sean Kim, looking for some running room.
Sean Kim with
that was
Sean 45. Kim. That was Oliverio, I'm pretty sure.
Oliverio.
For about 12 yards.
Yeah, Dom Oliverio, another one of the sophomores that you talked about, coming in of the backups and getting some varsity reps. 1 minute to play. Pruitt takes the snap. Play action. And incomplete. Broken up.
Good play by the Brownsburg DB. Came in and break it up.
So now 47.9 seconds left. Pruitt in the offense. See what they can do. Pruitt takes the snap and hands it off.
Very fundamental handoff to the running back.
Dom Oliverio there on the carry.
Clock is running. Just hit 30 seconds.
Looks like we'll see one more handoff to Oliverio, and that'll do it for the night. Here, as the Tigers are going to be handed their first loss of the season and their first loss in conference play, which will put their record at 4-1 as Pruitt throws it to Colin McPeak. And McPeak able to get it to the 48.
6 seconds left. Fishers would have loved to seen a 5-0 start to the season, which has not been done in a while, but 4-1 is still a great record, and I think we're going to hold the top 10 spot in the state. But Brownsburg looked amazing tonight.
And that'll do it. The Bulldogs defeat the Tigers 42-17. Miles, any final thoughts about...
And with 6:20 to go, Noblesville on a terrific pass play, some 22 yards from Barrett to Butler. That'll be their best offensive play of the game. First down and 10. Rolling left side is Barrett. And he escapes and gets across midfield. In fact, picks up the first down and a whole lot more as he goes down to the 44-yard line.
Mr. Barrett's doing it all right now.
He is right now, you betcha.
He's passing, he's running, he's going to try to get this ball in the end zone.
And that's one of the reasons that the coaching staff had to make the change at quarterback. They got him in there. He can run the football. Loves to play quarterback. Now he'll roll left side, trying to find a receiver, and he overthrew his... Well, I'm not sure he did. They had a receiver that he overthrew, but they had another receiver on target downfield, and it's incomplete nonetheless. Second down. From the 44. Clock stops, 5:47 to go. 20-0 football game. Noblesville is not really threatened in the entire game. Sanders comes to the bottom of your screen to the right side of the offensive unit. Barrett wants to throw. Got a receiver way upfield, and it is incomplete.
You know, Barrett can throw the ball pretty well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that was that Owen Jones? I couldn't get the number from up here where we are. If it was, it's the first time they've targeted him in the game. And Jones has done a couple of nice things. A couple of passes for 9 yards.
You know, he's
coming into tonight's game.
He may have thrown to him over there.
Third down and 10. Pressure comes again.
Oh, right through his hands.
And right through the outstretched arms of the intended receiver.
Carson Sanders. Man,
Will Veet was the man in defensive coverage that time.
Man, I think that just went right through his fingers.
And we've got a... I thought we had a penalty, but apparently not. They're just respotting the football at the 44-yard line.
So fourth down and 10, Miller's got to go for it. I mean, they don't...
No reason to put it away right now in a fourth down situation. 5:35 to go. Here's Barrett. Better hurry. Well, they had him.
Goodness.
They let him get away. Barrett gets the pass away. It is caught inside the 35, down to the 34. That may be good enough for a first down. What a great way to stretch out that offense. The pass complete to Owen Jones.
Owen Jones.
Here he is. He's
Look
down.
at that.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. Here he comes again.
Nice pass. Good run there. Good second effort. Got that first down.
And Jones gets it down to the 33-yard line. So that is the third first down of this drive.
Owen Jones, a sophomore.
And the pass incomplete, or was it picked?
An intercept. Oh, no.
Yeah, they're going to say the ball was incomplete. There was a lot of confusion on the far sideline right in front of the Zionsville bench. Let's check this out again, see what happened here.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, yeah. Well, I think what he thought it might have been a fumble, although the arm was going forward. So second down and 10.
Sometimes up here it's hard to see, on that turf that what that ball's doing, and thank goodness for replays, right?
Yes, absolutely. Will is right on top of it tonight. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the fourth quarter in a 20-0 football game.
you know, we're very lucky to have Will and Lucas. They do a pretty good job.
You betcha. And this time there's just no running room. Back to the 35, so a loss of a yard on this play.
They actually make our job a little bit easier, I can tell you that. You know, one thing about it is, like, right now the band's down there with the cheerleaders and stuff, they're not stopping. I mean, they're enthusiastic. Time out here.
Got another Zionsville player down on the deck. You got somebody you want to sell over there?
Yeah, Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or ecommunity.com.
Will Keller, the injured player that time for Zionsville, goes up under his own power. 4:50 to go now, fourth quarter, 20-0 football game. No scoring in the first quarter, no scoring in the third quarter of this game, 17-0 at halftime. With Zionsville getting all 17 of its points in that second quarter, they got a couple of touchdowns and a field goal. They've had the ball 4 times here in the second half and have 3 points to show for it. And here we go on 3rd down and 11. Firing upfield. Well, they missed the guy in the middle. Intended receiver on the near side, and I didn't catch who it was, but somebody went over the middle, and I mean was absolutely wide open. It was, I got to check it because they're running players in on us. It looked like, and I think it was Josh Durham, number 3, over the middle. But that wasn't the intended receiver in the mind of the quarterback, Jaden Barrett. 4:27 to go, 4th down 11. Here's Barrett in trouble again, lots of pressure, and the pass is incomplete. Double coverage down to the 20-yard line.
On Jones, they're sticking with Jones right now. He's been.
So they turn the ball over on downs. And it's just been that kind of a night for Noblesville. 7 times they've had the football and had to punt it. This time on the 8th possession, 4th of the second half, they turn the ball over on downs. And with 4:21 to go, Zionsville will get the football on their own 34.
You know, the one thing about Jerry, I know Noblesville can't get anything going, but Jaden Barrett at times looks like he could be a quarterback. I mean, of course he's a senior, and he's just a great athlete.
Well, they're also having to adapt to him a little bit. First off, this is only his second game starting at quarterback. He's a lefty. That does play into it.
Absolutely.
Here's the handoff around the right side. Running over the tackles over there, Colin Price. And we'll have to keep an eye on the numbers now, Perry, because they're going to start running bodies in on us here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Jerry, here's a big one. In a double overtime on a field goal, Ben Davis beat Warren Central.
Wow. And this week's football coaches poll had Warren Central as the number 1 team in the state. Not tomorrow, they won't be. Wow.
A big win for Jason Simmons.
Oh, I guarantee you. Put some life in that. And that game was at Ben Davis, so there's a little bit of a home field advantage, if you will. 3:36 to go now in the fourth quarter of this game. Handoff over the left side this time. They'll get it out to the midfield stripe. And
32 Horton, I think, on the carry for.
Yeah, they're going to start running some bodies in there. Jacob Horton is 32. And that is good enough for the first down. That'll be the 6th first down of the second half for the Eagles. Clock running at 3:10 to go now here in the fourth quarter. No particular hurry for Zionsville. They've got this one wrapped up. They're going to go to 3-2 on the year. Looks like also made a change of quarterback. Josh Stone is now running the ball club, number 6.
Stone, a 6'1", 175-pound junior. Horton's also a junior. He's 5'11", 160 pounds.
Gain of 4, second down, 6. No hurry. Now Wiseman is back in there. And the handoff to Horton. Horton will get about 4 of that 6 they need. Inside 2 minutes, clock continues to wind down. This will be the second time this year that Noblesville has been shut out. They lost 37-0 in a game at Carmel, second game of the year. Here's the pitch to the near side. Horton across the 40, and they'll knock him down right at the 40-yard line. And that's another first down. And I would think with a couple of plays, they could pretty much run this clock down. It's starting to wind with 1:20 to play.
Yeah.
Now the play clock starts also.
They're kind of tied. I'm not sure. They're just maybe taking a knee, you think?
Yeah, Wiseman's going to go up under center.
Yeah. They got everybody in tight.
They still got to run a couple of plays. It's a first down and 10, but they'll just take a knee.
Yeah.
Clock continues to wind inside a minute, and the 40-second clock starts up. So they will have to run one more play. And they'll get to the line of scrimmage with plenty of time. Now they're inside the 40-second mark, so that'll do it. They don't have to run any more plays. And we can kind of recap things here, if you will. For the victorious Zionsville Eagles, they scored 3 times in the second quarter. At the 10:33 mark, they got a 31-yard field goal from Freeman to make it 3-0. About 6 minutes later, 4:19, Wiseman, a 4-yard touchdown run, made it 10-0. And then Dom Vecchiarella, a 4-yard reception at the 14-second mark of the first half, made it 17-0, and that's how we went to the locker room. No scoring at all in the third quarter, and the only scoring in the game in the second half came at the 6:33 mark with an 18-yard field goal from Chris Freeman, his second field goal of the game. That made it 20-0, and that's where things stacked up. And Perry, just going back over the situation with Noblesville before we get out of here. In the first half, the Millers had the football 4 times, and on every occasion, they had to punt the football. In the second half, they had the ball 4 more times. 3 of the 4 times, they had to punt the football after failing to make the yardage. And the other possession, which was their best of the game, the final possession that they had, they started a drive on the 20, ran 11 plays, and turned the ball over on downs. So not to beat a dead horse, Barry, but this goes back to what we talked about at the outset of our telecast tonight. Noblesville's got to find some offense. They did not find it tonight.
No, they didn't, and that running game still is still missing in action.